stop what you're doing. I will not wait another second. This is for you. Yes, you. I didn't bring you here by accident, and I'm not speaking in riddles. This moment is divine, targeted, and absolutely personal. What I'm about to reveal will shift something in your spirit that's been locked up for too long. So listen to me, with your whole heart. Don't click away. Don't scroll past. Don't silence what I've orchestrated to reach you now. Watch until the very last word, because every second carries weight. Every word carries fire, and by the end, you will not be the same. This is not a casual message. It is a divine interruption. And if you walk away early, you'll miss the very breakthrough you've been begging me to send. So stay. Lean in. Because what's coming next was sealed in heaven, and it has your name on it. My beloved child, I will not wait another second. The clock of eternity has struck a sacred hour, and I have chosen this moment to move, not with hesitation, not with reluctance, but with fierce, unwavering intent. For too long, you've stood at the edge, hoping, wondering, pacing the hallway of what felt like divine silence. But what you didn't know is that I was not ignoring you. I was preserving this precise second in history for the kind of breakthrough that doesn't just shift your season, it redefines it. I have been holding back rivers of favor, waiting for the atmosphere to clear, waiting for your heart to rise again in expectancy, waiting for the noise to subside enough for my whisper to pierce your deepest places. But now, I am not waiting another breath. I have come to disrupt everything that told you I was distant. I have come to confront every fear that tried to convince you I passed you by. I have come to break the lie that said heaven delays without care. No, child, heaven moves with purpose, and my purpose has just touched down in your life with a roar that cannot be silenced. You must understand this isn't a reaction. This is a release. A divine outpouring that has been gathering weight with every tear you've cried in secret, with every silent sacrifice you offered when no one saw, with every midnight ache you tried to explain but couldn't. I have seen it all, and I have not only seen. It moved me. It moved the halls of heaven. It stirred the attention of angels. It echoed through dimensions you cannot see and realms you cannot measure. And now, I will not wait any longer. I am stepping into your today with intention so sharp, so specific, that it will cut away the confusion you've carried like a second skin. I am peeling back the layers of false delay, the crusted residue of discouragement, the thick fog of wondering when, and I am declaring over you, now. The door is not creaking open, it is swinging wide. The heavens are not testing the wind, they are releasing the storm of blessing. This is the moment where the waiting meets the weight of glory. This is not for tomorrow, not for the future version of you that you think has to be more perfect or more ready. This is for the you that's standing right now in quiet surrender, unsure if you're even worthy of what's coming. But I have already made that decision. I have already written the answer. And child, it is yes. It is now. It is irreversible. I will not wait another second. You are the reason I moved today. My child, do you feel that shift in the air? That divine trembling that your spirit hath been sensing but couldn't explain? It's because my timing has collided with your readiness, and the collision has created a crack in the veil between what you've hoped for and what is now being handed to you. I waited, not to withhold, but to align. I timed this moment with the precision of eternity, because what I am releasing is not a patchwork blessing. It is a tailor-made outpouring, crafted down to the breath, wrapped in layers of purpose you didn't even know to pray for. You were not late. You were not left behind. You were not bypassed. You were being prepared while I was orchestrating. And now, the hands of heaven are clapping into motion what I ordained before time began. This is not coincidence. This is convergence. Your waiting met my will, and the impact is about to shake every lie loose from your memory. You must understand, readiness in my kingdom doesn't look like perfection. It looks like posture. And you, my beloved, postured yourself. You knelt in secret. You bowed when no one was watching. You trusted me while silence screamed and delay danced around your hope. You didn't realize it then, but every tear was prophetic. Every step forward through fog was a declaration of trust louder than 1,000 shouted prayers. While the world was demanding speed, I was cultivating depth. While others ran ahead chasing platforms, you remained still, building roots in my presence. And now the tree of your obedience is bearing fruit, not in trickles but in torrents. You didn't miss the moment. You became the moment. You didn't arrive late. You were being formed to arrive right. You didn't get passed over. You were being protected so nothing premature could poison the purity of what I planned for you. This moment isn't just timely, it's holy. There's a reason the warfare increased as the days drew closer. Hell heard the tremor of this collision long before you felt the shift. That's why the confusion intensified. That's why old doubts reappeared. That's why temptation came dressed in timing, hoping to distract you just before my delivery. But you held on. You stayed. And because of that, what was once only whispered in the spiritual realm is now roaring toward your reality. You see, my timing doesn't just touch clocks, it touches character. And your character passed the test. You carried the tension between faith and frustration without letting either make you bitter. You wore weariness like armor and let hope hide inside your groans. You walked through what felt like spiritual static, and still, you listened for my voice. And now, I have no choice but to fulfill what I whispered. I am a covenant keeper, not a contract breaker. When divine timing meets surrendered readiness, miracles must manifest. So now, don't shrink. Don't hesitate. Don't ask me if you're really ready. I'm telling you, the collision has already happened. You are standing in the aftershock of heaven's alignment. You'll begin to see it in small things at first. The text message that feels too perfectly timed. The opportunity that finds you instead of you chasing it. The sudden wave of peace that feels unfamiliar yet undeniably real. These aren't random. They are the ripples of a divine impact that started the moment your heart said yes in the dark. My child, divine timing doesn't knock. It enters. And it has now entered your life like a storm cloaked in stillness. The only thing I need from you is belief. Raw, rugged belief that dares to say, even now, I trust you. Because I have not brought you this far to tease you. I have not awakened your hope to watch it wilt. I've let it bloom in hiding so the unveiling would be glorious. And child, this unveiling begins now. My beloved, let me correct a lie that's been whispering in your ear for too long. Heaven is not delayed. Not 1 second has slipped through my fingers. Not one promise has fallen off my radar. The pause you felt was not my absence. It was my orchestration. The silence you feared was not rejection. It was reverence. I don't rush divine things. I prepare them. And I prepared this moment with the precision of a symphony. While you walked through what felt like empty chapters, I was scripting the next scene with such detailed divinity that even the shadows had purpose. Don't confuse my patience with passivity. Heaven has been active, ferociously, faithfully, intentionally moving on your behalf. And now, the response is rippling through your timeline. You see, you've been measuring movement by what your eyes can see. But my kingdom doesn't begin with visibility. It begins with authority. And I already spoke your name into the atmosphere long before you cried out in desperation. Angels didn't start moving when you got desperate. They were dispatched at your first whisper. While you questioned if I cared, I was creating currents in realms beyond your senses. While you assumed nothing was changing, I was dismantling strongholds in silence. Heaven doesn't delay, heaven designs. The delay you feared was actually divine disguise. What looked like stillness was me weaving every disappointment into direction. I was holding back the flood, not because you weren't ready, but because I didn't want the weight of glory to crush a soul still tender from pain. I don't just deliver, I develop first. And now, development has matured into demonstration. I want you to lean in here, because this next part is vital. What's about to happen will not make sense to those around you. They will call it sudden, but you will know it was stored. They'll say it happened overnight, but you will know it took every sleepless night. I have not forgotten the days you woke up numb. I remember when you sang anyway. I remember when you prayed through panic, when you gave through grief, when you believed while breaking. All of heaven watched. All of heaven recorded. And all of heaven is responding. You didn't earn this through performance. You postured your heart. And I am a God who rewards faith, even mustard seed faith grown in famine. So no, my child, I'm not late. I'm exact. I'm deliberate. And I'm dangerous to every force that dared stand against you. What's being released will carry the kind of glory that silences slander and crushes the chaos that tried to take your mind. You will know it's me because no one else will be able to take the credit. I've timed this release to arrive in a way that reveals my fingerprints on every detail. I've encoded your breakthrough with your spiritual DNA. It won't fit anyone else. It won't be mistaken for luck. It won't be misattributed to your network or your name. It will be me. Unmistakably, undeniably, divinely me. Heaven is not delayed. Heaven is deliberate. And I am delivering now. Stop everything, my child, because this isn't a suggestion, it's a summons. Not the kind written on paper, but the kind that in the breath of heaven. You've heard messages before. You've received encouragement before. But this is different. This is a holy summons. I'm not just speaking to your mind, I'm calling out your spirit. I'm awakening the parts of you that have been dormant under the weight of disappointment and confusion. I'm summoning you out of the numbness, out of the normalcy, out of the narrative that says maybe later, and pulling you into now. This isn't casual. This isn't symbolic. This is the voice of the Ancient of Days breaking through the veil and saying, "Stand up, beloved. It's time." When I summon, it's not for show, it's for shift. Heaven does not issue invitations without intention. My summons always signal transformation. I have waited for the right moment, the right breath, the right fracture in your timeline where I could slip my voice between your racing thoughts and say what could only be heard when your soul is slightly undone. I chose this moment, not the one when you felt strong, but the one where you feel stretched, silent, suspended in uncertainty. Why? Because it is when you are emptied of all the noise, all the effort, all the illusion, that I can fill you with clarity that stuns and strategy that sticks. This is the moment when my instruction becomes undeniable and my presence becomes unhickable. You weren't summoned to be inspired, you were summoned to transform. And child, don't miss this. The summons isn't just to receive but to rise. I'm calling you higher, out of comfort, out of cycles, out of stale spiritual routines. You've been marked for more, and you've known it. You felt the divine discontent simmering beneath your smiles. You sensed that you were built for something weightier, something holier, something no algorithm or accolade could manufacture. That's because I planted that knowing in you. And now I'm watering it with my voice. This is your call to consecration, not religious routine, but relational revival. I'm calling you into a depth where identity is solidified and noise is silenced, where strategy flows like oil and direction feels like wind on your face. I didn't just summon you to bless you. I summoned you to trust you with what's next. This isn't a generic notification. This isn't another motivational whisper lost in the scroll. This is a divine interruption. It's the voice that breaks through distraction and delays destiny no more. You have been summoned, and the room of your future is ready. Do not resist this moment. Do not dismiss it. I'm not calling the crowd. I'm calling you. Your summons doesn't echo. It penetrates. It shifts the air around you. It alters the soil beneath you. Because when heaven issues a holy summons, the only proper response is surrender. And I'm here, child, summoning your surrender, not to take from you, but to give you access to what only obedience can unlock. I cannot stay silent another breath. I've watched you pace the floor of your soul, wondering why the heavens seemed locked, why your prayers felt like echoed in an empty canyon. You asked, "Where are you, God?" And I held back only because the weight of what I am about to release required the stillness first. But now, I'm not sending an angel. I'm not delegating this moment. I am breaking the silence myself. My voice is splitting the atmosphere, like lightning against a midnight sky. Sharp, brilliant, undeniable. You don't need to strain to hear me anymore. This is not a whisper. This is a holy declaration. I have seen, I have heard, and I have come down to speak directly to you. Do not mistake my previous quiet for absence. Silence is not the absence of my presence. It is the preparation of your perception. And you, child, have grown in the quiet. You have learned to listen when there was no thunder. You have found me in the ache, in the slowness, in the hollow spaces where answers did not come quickly. And now, because you did not walk away in the silence, because you chose to remain near even when my voice felt far, I am breaking that stillness myself with a roar of response that will reach into every chamber of your life. What you're about to experience is not a trickle of inspiration. It is a torrent of revelation. Not a single sentence, but a scroll of divine intent unraveling before your eyes. I am speaking into your confusion with clarity. I am answering questions you didn't know how to articulate. I am breaking the silence not with generic comfort, but with holy specifics. You will hear strategy, not suggestion. You will feel me, not just sense me. Because this moment has waited long enough, I refuse to let you walk into your next season carrying the weight of what if. Oh, where were you? I'm putting answers into your spirit so heavy, they anchor you through any future storm. I'm breaking the silence with instruction that turns trauma into testimony, fear into fuel, confusion into conviction. And it won't just be words. It will be wonders. What I speak now will begin to manifest. The atmosphere is responding. Creation is obeying. Doors are unlocking, not because you knock harder, but because my voice has arrived. And child, hear this. I break silence with purpose. When I speak, atmospheres bow, timelines bend, and the impossible becomes inevitable. So brace your heart. Not with fear, but with awe. Because I'm about to show you that I wasn't silent out of neglect, I was silent out of strategy. But now the silence is over. The drought has ended. The sky over you is rumbling with glory. I am speaking as your God, your Father, your Defender, your Deliverer. And my voice will not return void. You don't have to wait for confirmation. This is confirmation. And it carries my fingerprints, my fire, and my faithfulness. I'm breaking the silence myself, and nothing will ever sound the same again. You didn't think I saw you there, did you? In the quiet corners where your heart hides behind strong smiles and silent battles, you've become a master at appearing composed, even while fragments of your soul feel scattered across seasons that promised much and delivered little. But I'm not fooled by the surface. I never was. I have watched you closely, in the quiet, in the crowded rooms, in the long midnight hours when your thoughts race louder than your prayers. And now I am telling you, child, this message, this divine disruption, is coming to that exact place. A hidden one, the hurting one, the place even you avoid when you don't have the strength to explain your ache. I am sending this word not to the version of you the world sees, but to the version of you that sits quietly in a shadowed soul space, asking, will I ever be seen for who I truly am? Yes, you are seen, and this is me proving it. Let me speak this with holy clarity. I did not wait for you to come find me. I've come to find you. You've wandered in your thoughts, detoured through disappointment, and stopped believing you'd ever feel pursued again. But here I am, stepping into the room you thought was too quiet for glory, too dark for beauty, too far gone for divine movement. I'm not intimidated by the mess. I'm not repelled by your questions. I'm not offended by your exhaustion. I come precisely because I know where the wound is, and where the wonder was buried beneath it. I am targeting the exact location of your hiding, because the time has come to break the agreement you unknowingly made with invisibility. You were never meant to remain hidden. You were never designed to shrink. You were crafted in glory, called by fire, and anointed to rise. You didn't go unnoticed, child. You went underground. But what seemed like hiding was actually a form of holy hibernation. I've kept you shielded, not shelved. I allowed isolation so I could deepen you, not disconnect you. While others were performing, I was preserving. While others were being seen, I was seeding something eternal in you. And now it's time. You see, I don't build platforms. I build people. And I have built you in the unseen, for release that cannot be fabricated. This message carries a key that fits the locked places of your inner world. It's not a blanket word. It's a bespoke, heaven-handwritten announcement of your emergence. I'm not calling you out with shame. I'm calling you forth with power. You are not being exposed. You are being revealed. And the hiding place that once protected you is now becoming the birthing place that will elevate you. So don't fear being found by me. Rejoice because you're being chosen. You felt overlooked. You've watched others get called, elevated, celebrated, and still you served, still you loved, still you remained loyal to my name even when no eyes applauded you. But heaven hath been watching, and now I am issuing a divine reversal. What was hidden will now be honored. What was hushed will now be highlighted. What was planted in secret will now bloom in public, not for vanity but for vindication, the kind of unveiling that only I could orchestrate. Because I saw where you were, and I have come not to remind you of what you lost, but to reveal what I kept just for you. Listen to me now, not as a distant deity, but as your Father, your Maker, the one who knit every thread of your existence with fierce, fiery purpose. You are the one. You've questioned it. You've run from it. You've tried to dilute your significance to fit into spaces that were never made to hold you. But no more. No more shrinking. No more second guessing. No more pretending you are less than what I have declared. You are the one. The reason heaven paused, the reason angels leaned in, the reason I whispered this message across dimensions just to reach you. This isn't for the masses. This is personal. This is surgical. This is sacred. You are not just called. You are chosen. And chosen ones carry weight, weight that explains the warfare, the delays, the loneliness, the crushing, the constant internal pressure that others don't seem to carry. You thought you were being overlooked when in truth, you were being overwatched. I couldn't allow certain people to attach to you because their presence would have polluted your purpose. I couldn't let some opportunities come early because they would have distracted you from the deeper preparation I needed to finish in you. You're not just anyone. You are the one I trusted with mystery, the one I held in the silence, the one I kept in the furnace until the gold stopped screaming. You didn't quit when quitting would have made sense. You did curse me when the silence hurt. You didn't chase shortcuts. You stayed. You listened. You held the thread of faith even when it felt like it was unraveling in your hands. And now, child, now I'm putting that thread into my own hands, and I'm weaving it into a garment of destiny no one else can wear. You don't need anyone else's permission to step into this next place. I've already authorized it. Your applause is optional. My anointing is final. I marked you before time began. I wrote your name on scrolls of assignment when others didn't even know how to spell your potential. You are not a backup plan. You are not second in line. You are the one I designed with peculiar depth, with unmatched sensitivity, with a heart that bleeds compassion, and a backbone made for battle. This generation doesn't need another celebrity. It needs a carrier of glory. And that's who you are. A carrier of my name, a breaker of cycles, a walking contradiction to everything the enemy said you'd never survive. I pick you not for your perfection, but for your posture, the posture that says, "Here I am, Lord." Still believing, still available. So receive this now as a prophetic seal over your life. You are not random. You are not background noise. You are the voice I'm about to echo into places that have never known my power. You're the one who will walk into rooms that tried to ignore you and change the atmosphere without saying a word. You're the one whose very presence will shift timelines, because you carry not just charisma, you carry consecration. So hold your head high, not in pride, but in alignment. Because what I'm about to pour out through your life will not be understood by many, but it will be undeniable. You are the one. And I have not waited another second to make that known. You passed through fire, not metaphorical flame, not poetic trials, but actual, agonizing, soul-burning fire. The kind that strips everything but the core of who you are. The kind that doesn't just test you, it transforms you. I sought every step. I measured every sigh. I counted every tear. While others watched your outer resilience, I tracked the trembling beneath your skin. I saw how you moved forward even when your faith felt fractured. I saw you rise from beds of brokenness, walk into rooms filled with false assumptions, and still hold on to me with blistered belief. You didn't just walk through fire, you worshiped through it. And child, that has moved me more than you can possibly imagine. Understand this. The fire wasn't punishment. It was purification. What the enemy meant to incinerate you, I allowed to illuminate you. Fire doesn't just burn, it reveals. And what it revealed in you was rare. The strength that emerged wasn't born of ambition or applause. It was born of encounter. You encountered me in the middle of agony. You didn't just cry about me, you cried to me. And I listened. I didn't always pull you out because I needed you to learn that I was in it with you. The fourth man in the furnace was not a story. It was a strategy. You survived the heat because you weren't alone. And I didn't just watch. I walked with you, weeping with you, warring for you in silence so deep, it sounded like absence but was actually protection. I know it felt like isolation. I know you looked around and saw others thriving while you barely had breath. But let me tell you what heaven saw. We saw a warrior with smoke-stained eyes refusing to bow to bitterness. We saw you praise me with nothing in your hands but ashes. And we declared, that one has passed the test. Not the test of performance, not the test of public perfection, but the test of trust in the unseen. You are not the same as you were before the fire. And that's the point. You were never meant to go through that season and remain unchanged. What burned away was not your future. It was the false versions of you that couldn't carry it. What melted in the heat was not your purpose. It was every plan not built in my presence. And now, the furnace has done its job. The refining is complete. You're stepping out, and you won't even smell like the smoke that tried to stain you. You're emerging with a glow not given by man, but by glory. Others will marvel. They'll wonder how did they survive that. But I'll know. I'll know it was because your yes wasn't conditional. Your obedience wasn't transactional. You followed me without knowing how it would end, and because of that, I am now unveiling a season you could not have reached without the fire. So walk boldly now. Don't be afraid of the light, you were forged for it. You didn't get burned. You got branded. Marked by mercy. Stamped by surrender. Approved in the presence of adversity. I saw every step, and I've now stepped in to bring you forward. Let me tell you something the enemy never anticipated. You survived. He planned the attack to silence you, to shatter you, to shut you down before the story could unfold. He thought the pressure would paralyze your purpose. He thought the delay would kill your desire. He thought the trauma would trick you into spiritual amnesia, into forgetting who you were, whose you were, and what I whispered long ago. But oh, how wrong he was. Because what he forgot was that my word over your life is not fragile. It's not built on your circumstances, it's built on my covenant. And now, beloved, listen closely. The enemy won't understand what's about to happen next. He won't understand the suddenness of your elevation, the speed of your restoration, the weight of your favor. Because what I'm about to release in and through your life isn't the result of striving, it's the result of surrender. And dogs cannot comprehend surrender. Hell understands ambition. It understands ego. It understands manipulation. But it cannot compute meekness. It cannot decode intimacy. It cannot touch obedience. And that's what you offered me. Not loud, not perfect, but pure. Your yes was quiet, but it thundered in heaven. And now, I'm answering with movement that will confuse every demonic system that tried to delay you. I've hidden you, protected you, trained you in silence. And while the enemy thought you were breaking, I was building. While he thought you were done, I was just beginning. And now, I am revealing what he could never block, because it was never in his jurisdiction. The next door doesn't open with keys from the earth. It opens because I say, let it be so. The next platform is not man-made. It is God-ordained. You are about to step into alignment so divine, even you will feel the trembling of the supernatural in your bones. But don't fear the speed. You've already paid for this with endurance. The suddenness is not random. It's recompense. It's what I promised when you had no strength to ask anymore. The enemy will watch and not understand, and that is my justice. This next season is me speaking loudly through you. You won't need to prove a thing. You won't need to clap back. You won't need to explain your wilderness or unpack your pain for others to validate it. I will validate it. I will answer the questions they never asked. I will exalt the parts of your life they doubted had any worth. You don't owe anyone an explanation for how I choose to move. Because what's coming is not a promotion. It's a proclamation. A divine declaration that says, this one is mine. This one stayed. This one trusted. And now this one will carry my glory. Listen closely. What I'm doing right now is not just meant to inspire you. It's meant to initiate something irreversible. This word is not comfort for your emotions. It is commissioning for your calling. I did not interrupt your day just to pet you on the back and say, keep going. No. I came to activate, to ignite, to execute. My word is not abstract encouragement. It is an authoritative execution of what I have decreed from eternity. I'm not writing this moment in pencil. I'm engraving it in permanent spiritual ink. This is me pulling the pin out of the promise and letting it detonate in your atmosphere. And child, when I speak, the universe must comply. Encouragement alone would have soothed you. But I didn't come here to soothe. I came here to shift. You've had enough soothing. You've had enough soft words and surface support. You've been circling the same mountain, repeating the same silent prayers, hoping for a push. So now I am pushing, not to hurt you but to launch you. Because I cannot stand by another second while you underlive a destiny I handcrafted for glory. You've been waiting for doors. I say to you now, the door is not just open, the door is moving toward you. You've been praying for a sign. I say, this is not a sign. This is a starting gun. This is the signal heaven hath been waiting to send. The moment when encouragement transforms into execution. You see, my word carries power that not only speaks into your heart but speaks into your timeline. This is why the alignment feels sudden. This is why everything feels like it's shaking. Because my word is not passive. It performs. It cuts through delay like a sword. It silences opposition like a gavel. And it pulls what is unseen into the scene like lightning through the sky. This is execution in motion. That's why you feel the trembling. That's why you feel the weight. Because when I move in power, atmospheres respond, enemies fall, strongholds break, and acceleration begins. This is the difference between encouragement and execution. Encouragement lifts your head, but execution moves your feet. And now your feet must move. Now your soul must rise. Now your spirit must say, I will not just believe. I will begin. So stand in this moment as one marked by divine authority. You are not being hyped. You are being handed the plan. You are not being inspired. You are being ignited. And what I ignite, no man could extinguish. You waited long enough. You hoped quietly. But now, heaven is roaring. My voice is not just healing your past. It's heralding your future. This is your permission to begin building what was only blueprint. This is your summons to speak what you buried. This is your instruction to move as one who has already been sent. Because you have been. This is not just encouragement, child. This is execution. The shift you've just stepped into is not only for you. It's for every soul your obedience will touch. And I tell you now, just as I've shifted your atmosphere, I am calling you to help shift someone else's eternity. The fire I've lit in your spirit today, let it become a torch for others wandering in the dark. This word was manna for your moment, but through your giving, it becomes a river of life for many. When you pour into this prophetic mission, you are sowing into a field that produces harvests of healing, breakthrough, and salvation. He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. Proverbs 11:25, and I am the one who refreshes you beyond measure. So if you feel stirred to give, that is my invitation, not emotion. This is kingdom ground. And your gift, through super thanks, membership, or PayPal, becomes oil on this altar. The fire is moving. Don't wait another second. Give now. Do you feel the weight of those words? Unwaited long enough. Not because I was tired. Not because I was indecisive. But because the fullness of time has finally collided with the fullness of you. I delayed not from distance but from design. I wasn't withholding your blessing. I was waiting for the perfect breath, the holy second when your heart could not only receive it, but carry it without it crushing you. You were never denied. You were being divinely delayed, held in a holy holding pattern while I made sure the gift I planned for you wouldn't become a burden you weren't ready to bear. But now, I say it with fire, I've waited long enough. I've waited through your seasons of silence, knowing your heart was still aching but your hands were still lifted. I watched you endure long nights with short answers, clinging to hope with trembling faith. I saw the days you didn't even have words left. Only groans, only glances upward, only exhausted amens. But I didn't miss one of them. And now, the bowls of intercession are tipping. The delay has expired. And what I've held for you is now being hand-delivered by heaven's own hands. And no delay, no detour, no further discussion. I am releasing what you once assumed had passed you by. I didn't cancel it. I preserved it. My child, I've waited long enough for you to see yourself the way I've always seen you. I've waited for the noise of opinion to quiet down so my voice could ring through unfiltered. I've waited for your endurance to shape identity that applause never could. I've waited for your roots to grow deep enough so the winds of influence would not uproot your foundation. And now, I've waited long enough. Not because I'm impatient, but because the earth is now groaning for what I planted inside you. Creation itself is crying out, waiting for the revealing of those I've hidden, and you are one of them. You thought you were just surviving, but I was watching you transform, and transformation always precedes the reveal. So now, I move. Now I release. Now, I unfold the scroll that has your name written on it in glory gold ink. This is no longer about waiting, it is about witnessing. You will now witness what I spoke. You will see prayers return as provision. You will feel the ground shift beneath your obedience. You will hear your name spoken in places you never applied for, your voice echo in rooms you didn't knock on. Because I've waited long enough, and now, so have you. So get ready. Not in fear, not in panic, but in fullness. The fullness of my yes, the fullness of my timing, the fullness of my joy crashing into your waiting. What I've held back, I now release. Because, my child, I've waited long enough, and so has your promise. My child, hear me. I am not a god of vague riddles and hidden meanings. I don't delight in dangling hope in front of you like a carrot on a stick. I'm not here to play with your heart or stretch your faith just for amusement. I didn't call you to a scavenger hunt. I called you to kingdom access. And now, in this moment, yes, this exact moment, I am not giving you symbolic hints. I am placing real keys into your spirit. Keys that open real doors. Keys that close cycles. Keys that grant entry into spaces the enemy thought he had locked you out of forever. No more breadcrumbs. No more spiritual puzzles. Keys. Authority. Verity. Access. You've been asking for signs, but what I'm giving you is strategy. You've been watching for glimpses, but what I'm delivering is governance. That means you're not just about to enter a new room. You're about to manage what happens inside of it. Because you are not just a guest in this new season. You are the steward of it. And I do not hand out authority recklessly. I've tested you in secret so I can trust you in the open. These keys don't just open opportunity. They open overflow. They open timelines. They unlock conversations, relationships, miracles, and appointments that were already written but needed the right heart to carry them forward. And your heart is ready now. Don't think these are just symbolic keys, child. These are spiritual constructs, forged in the fire of your faithfulness. Each one comes from something you've endured. One key was formed when you chose me over comfort. Another when you forgave what tried to shatter you. Another still when you chose prayer over panic. They were shaped when you walked through silent valleys and still said, I believe. These keys carry weight because they were bought with surrender. You didn't earn them through perfection. You inherited them through alignment. And now that you are aligned, I am releasing them, not one at a time, but all at once. A Kirin of King Amumun. A collection of doors about to swing open, almost too quickly for the natural mind to grasp. But the spirit in you knows, this is what you were made for. And here's what I need you to understand deeply. When I give keys, I don't take them back. Heaven doesn't play with access. This is permanent placement. Irrevocable unlocking. And from this point forward, you'll walk into spaces not because someone recommended you, but because heaven released the right lock at the right time. You'll speak into lives you never thought would listen. You'll step into opportunities you never campaigned for. You'll feel the divine ease of doors that recognize your authority. And every time you doubt it, remember, these aren't hints. They're keys. Real. Tangible. Dime. Yours. Because I'm not teasing your heart anymore. I'm trusting it. Oh, my precious child, how many times have you whispered in your heart, does anyone see me? How many silent tears have fallen not just from sorrow, but from the suffocating sense that you've been forgotten? I heard you. I always have. You've looked around and seen others celebrated, elevated, noticed, while you remained in the corner, faithful but unseen, present but passed over. But I am stepping into your ache today to say one truth that heaven has never stopped declaring over you. You are not invisible. Not to me. Not to heaven. Not to the blueprint of destiny that I wrote with your name on it. You are not background to me. You are not optional. You are not filler in someone else's story. You are central to what I am doing right now in the earth. I saw every private decision you made to honor me when no eyes were watching. I saw you tithe when there wasn't enough. I saw you pray when the answers were slow. I saw you bless others while your own heart was breaking. I saw you show up. I saw you stay. When no one applauded, when no spotlight turned, when the room didn't notice your sacrifice, I did. Heaven has a record of your obedience, and not one drop of it had been wasted. My child, the stage might have been dark, but the spotlight of my gaze never left you. The enemy's cruelest tactic hath been convincing you that silence equals insignificance. That because it's been quiet, you must not matter. But that is a lie wrapped in delay. In truth, I've hidden you for holiness. I've protected you from premature platforms and shallow affirmations. Because your value was never meant to come from validation. It was meant to come from me. And now, I'm not just telling you that you are seen. I'm showing you. Watch how I begin to orchestrate conversations around you that you didn't start. Watch how your name will surface in rooms you didn't enter. Watch how your voice will rise with impact, not because you demanded attention, but because I commanded visibility. You were never invisible, you were incubated, hidden in the hollow of my hand. And now, child, the covering is being lifted. But this unveiling won't feel like exposure. It will feel like vindication. like finally being recognized, not for performance but for perseverance. Like the Father stepping into the middle of the crowd and saying, "That one, right there, that one is mine." You're not lost in the crowd. You carry the cloud, the weight of glory that has grown in silence and now is about to speak louder than words. You are not invisible. And I, the Lord your God, will make it known. Child, I know you've wondered. You've asked quietly in your heart, will the door ever open for me? Will they ever know what I carry? And I say to you now, with the fullness of fire and finality, your name is already in the room. Before you arrive, before you knock, before you plan, I have gone ahead of you and spoken your name into places you never imagined your feet would stand. While you were busy preparing your heart in secret, I was placing your name in conversations you never knew existed. You've been waiting for access, but access has already been authorized. It's not about you showing up. It's about them recognizing what I've already revealed to them in the Spirit. I have placed your name on the lips of decision makers. I have dropped your face into the dreams of gatekeepers. I've stirred curiosity in the minds of those who hold the pen to contracts you haven't even seen yet. What's coming isn't the result of networking. It's the result of my divine no-pricking. I have been keeping meticulous record, not just of your tears and prayers, but of your time spent sowing into places you didn't even belong, just to stay faithful. And now, the reward is rising. The manifestation is moving. The room has been prepared, and your name has been etched in the atmosphere long before your introduction. You're not waiting for favor to find you. Favor is familiar with you already. And this next part, child, don't miss it. You will walk into places and feel peace immediately. You'll sense that something was already arranged, already aligned, already settled. That's because it was. Because I don't send my children into chaos, I send them into confirmation. The favor you're about to walk in will feel surreal. Not because it's fake, but because it's full circle. You'll meet people who say, "I've heard of you before, I don't know how, but I felt connected to your name." And in those moments, don't dismiss it. Don't downplay it. That's me. That's how I work. That's how I prove that I'm not behind the scenes. I'm behind the seasons. So stand tall. Walk with knowing. Stop praying from the position of hoping and start praying from the position of holding. Because you're not trying to force doors open anymore. You're about to walk into rooms where the door was already cracked open, just waiting for your faith to catch up. I've prepared the table. I've gathered the chairs. I've sent the word. I've cleared the space. Now all that's left is for you to enter. Not striving, not proving, but arriving as one who knows my name was already in this room. Child, you have carried so much, and you've carried it quietly. You've labored under the weight of callings, burdens, visions, and promises that felt too holy to share. You've walked through seasons where the vision was too big for the room, too wild for the crowd, too deep for casual conversation. So you tucked it away. You wrote it in journals. You whispered it in tears. You held it in your chest like a sacred fire, not wanting to extinguish its purity by sharing it prematurely. And I watched it all. I saw how you stewarded the unseen with reverence. And now, I say to you with thunder in my voice and tenderness in my heart, I'm about to publicly confirm what you've privately carried. This is not just a reward. This is a reveal. I'm revealing what others couldn't see, not because they were blind, but because it wasn't time. But now the clock of heaven has struck the hour, and I will not wait another second to let the world see what I've hidden within you. This is not for your glory, it's for my glory. Because when I confirm someone publicly, it is never to stroke ego, it is to elevate evidence. Evidence that I still raise the humble, that I still reward the faithful, that I still pull from the background those who never demanded a spotlight and shine through them like fire through stained glass. You felt the stirrings of this shift already, haven't you? The increase in attention, the shift in conversations, the sudden invitations that feel like they came out of nowhere. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. That's me beginning to validate what you've nurtured in the dark. And this is just the beginning. Because I am about to place a mantle on your life so visible, so undeniable, that even those who doubted you will have to say, surely the hand of God is on them. This isn't payback. This is purpose. This isn't revenge. This is revelation. And no man can stop what I've decreed, because I am not moving based on human approval. I'm moving based on heaven's alignment. So do not be afraid of the visibility that's coming. It won't feel like performance. It won't feel like pressure. It will feel like peace. You will be so rooted in what we built together in secret that no public stage can shake you. The spotlight will not blind you. It will reveal me in you. Because you've passed the test of private faithfulness, and now the heavens must respond. I will confirm what you carried when no one clapped. I will confirm what you believed when no one agreed. I will confirm what you planted when the soil looked barren. This, child, this next unveiling, is me announcing to the earth what I whispered in your soul long ago. This one is mine. You've been waiting for signs, for confirmations, for changes in the atmosphere before you make your move. But listen to me now, and listen with your whole spirit. You are not waiting on the atmosphere to shift. The atmosphere is waiting on you. I created you to be a catalyst. You are not a thermometer measuring the environment. You are a thermostat, commanding it. You carry something so potent, so raw, so directly from the throne room, that when you walk into a space, heaven walks in with you. It doesn't matter who's in the room or what spirit has been dominating the space. When you arrive, authority arrives. Alignment begins. Demons tremble. Chains loosen. Clarity floods the air. Because you are not normal. You are anointed. You've downplayed your presence for too long. You've entered rooms trying not to offend, trying to shrink your light, trying to blend in. But child, I did not light you with holy fire just so you could hide under cultural convenience. You are not intimidating. You are interrupting. Your very presence disrupts darkness. Your worship makes the unseen nervous. Your intercession cracks through ceilings. When you speak, even if it's quiet, something shifts in the spiritual dimension. Don't underestimate this. Don't chalk it up to personality. This is not your charisma. It is consecration. And now, it's time you walk like you know what you carry. I placed weight on your life for a reason. You feel everything deeply, and that's not a flaw. It's a feature. You discern atmospheres before most people even notice the tension. You feel heaviness before words are even spoken. That sensitivity isn't weakness, it's weaponry. You're a spiritual barometer, a prophetic revealer. You expose what's been tolerated. You shift what's been stagnant. And that's why you've been fought so hard. That's why you felt resistance in places that should have welcomed you. Because when you walk in, you force every unclean thing to decide, flee or be cast out. This is why you sometimes feel the discomfort rise before anything even happens. Because your spirit arrives ahead of your body, and it announces heaven's arrival. So no more bling smog. No more apologizing for your discernment. No more silencing your voice just to keep peace. You were never sent to keep peace. You were sent to make peace, and that sometimes means disrupting false peace. You don't shift atmospheres with volume, you do it with presence. And your presence is heavy with me. Your words are saturated with oil. Your steps are ordered, and your silence speaks louder than speeches. From this day forward, walk into every place, home, work, church, street, city, as one who knows, because I'm here, heaven is too. And the atmosphere has no choice but to align. You felt the tension, haven't you? The ache of promises that seem so close, yet somehow just beyond reach. You've held on in faith, believing, declaring, weeping, waiting, but every time you thought the breakthrough was near, something shifted. The timeline stretched. The manifestation slowed. And your heart wondered, God, did I miss it? But hear me now with clarity. You didn't miss it. It was delayed, but it will not be denied. And I say to you, with the authority of heaven, what's been delayed is now about to be delivered. There is movement in the unseen realm, not a trickle, but a torrent. Angelic traffic is increasing around your life. Instructions are being released. Timelines are accelerating. The spiritual congestion that held up what was yours is now being cleared by force. You are stepping into divine delivery. This is not just another round of hope. This is not more waiting dressed in spiritual language. This is delivery in motion. And this is how you will know it's me. It will come quickly, suddenly, and with unmistakable confirmation. Not man-made, not manipulated, not delayed again, but delivered with my signature written all over it. But listen, I did not delay it to tease you. I delayed it to develop you. I needed your spirit to grow in patience so your character could carry what your calling demanded. You had to learn to worship without the evidence. You had to learn how to remain loyal when others moved on. And now that you've passed those tests, what was waiting for your maturity is now on the move toward your manifestation. You're not chasing it anymore. It's being handed to you. Delivered like a package with your name, your timing, your coordinates etched into its seal. And no devil can deter it. No man can intercept it. Because it belongs to you. And child, when it arrives, do not shrink. Do not question your worthiness. Do not sabotage it with fear. I didn't deliver it because you were perfect. I delivered it because you were positioned. You stayed. You obeyed. You kept showing up. And now, the release is activated. Delayed no longer. What was stuck is now moving. What was held back is now handed over. The hour has come, and I will not wait another second. What's been delayed is about to be delivered, and it's arriving right on time, because it's arriving in my time. Listen to me, and let this truth uproot every lie that's tried to choke your peace. You are not behind. I don't measure time the way men do. I don't operate on the clock of culture. I do not compare your progress to someone else's. I am not alarmed by the pace of your process. You've looked around, and you've wondered, shouldn't I be further by now? But child, what you see as delay, I see as design. I am the one who numbers your days. I am the one who authors your seasons. I am the one who wrote the rhythm of your rising, and it is not late. It is exact. You've mourned missed chances, mourned closed doors, mourned years you felt were wasted in waiting rooms and wildernesses. But I say this to you now with undeniable force. Nothing hath been lost, only prepared. The years you call silent, I call sacred. The seasons you call stuck, I call strategic. I used every hidden hour to deepen you, to detox you from dependence on applause, to dismantle timelines that were built by pressure instead of promise. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not late. You are landing. Right where I always meant for you to be. Every detour you feared would ruin you only routed you into refinement. And now, I need you to see what I see. I see someone who didn't quit when the timeline collapsed. I see someone who still showed up, still worshipped, still gave, still interceded, even when it looked like nothing was moving. And now heaven moves, because you stayed aligned. The acceleration coming to your life is not random. It's recompense. I don't let my children fall behind. I let them fall deeper so I can lift them higher. You haven't missed your moment. You are not disqualified. You are not an afterthought. You are not catching up. You are right on time for what I have assigned. So breathe. Exhale every false narrative that told you you're running out of time. I hold time in my hands. I redeem time. I stretch time. I reverse the effects of time. And for you, I am redeeming the time you thought was gone. I'm restoring the energy, the vision, the momentum you thought you lost. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are my divine right now. And I will not wait another second to make that known to you and to every atmosphere you walk into. Child, what you need to understand is this, and I want you to let it sink so deep that it shifts how you pray, how you speak, how you see everything from this moment forward. Heaven has moved because you believe it. Not because you had it all figured out. Not because you always felt strong. Not because you didn't waver. But because, even in the cracks of your soul, even through your trembling hands and your fragile hallelujahs, you still believe. And I've never overlooked that. Your belief wasn't loud, but it was loud in heaven. When others let go, you held on. When others switched their allegiance to comfort, you still leaned into me. And that belief, that stubborn, bleeding, beautiful belief, moved the atmosphere. You didn't realize it at the time, but every whispered prayer was a command. Every act of obedience was a petition. Every time you trusted me when it would have been easier to walk away, you were shifting the spiritual realm. You were sowing into a harvest of movement. And now, the tipping point has come. Heaven has moved it, and it's because you dared to believe when it looked like nothing was moving at all. I want you to know that your belief was never wasted. You may have felt like your prayers hit the ceiling, like your fasting went unnoticed, like your declarations were just echoes in an empty room. But in the realm of eternity, every seed of belief bore weight. You weren't ignored. You were being invested in. You weren't skipped. You were being strengthened. And now the response is here. I have commissioned angels. I have shifted timelines. I have accelerated alignments. Because one person, you, chose to believe me more than your circumstance. And now, I will not wait another second. The reward of faith is movement. And heaven has moved because you move in me with your belief. So stand boldly now, not in arrogance, but in agreement. Walk into this next season with the holy confidence of one who knows. I moved heaven when I refused to let go. Expect the wind to shift. Expect divine surprises. Expect miracles that defy logic. Not because you manipulated heaven, but because you believed in heaven's goodness even when you saw none of it in your life. And now, I am answering not just the words you prayed, but the tears you cried when you had no words left. Because you believed, not just in what I could do, but in who I am. And for that, beloved, heaven has moved. Beloved child, hear me now. Do not measure your life by what the world sees. Measure it by what heaven knows. You've stood in front of mirrors countless times, searching with longing, critiquing with comparison, hoping to find confirmation of what I whispered in your spirit. You looked for signs in your reflection, in posture, in presence, in posture teased into perfection by worldly standards, but you were looking in the wrong place. A mirror shows only the physical shell, the surface image, the outer expression. But I say to you, the mirror will never reveal what the Spirit sees. It will never disclose the dimensions of destiny I placed inside you. It does not discern spiritual resilience, holy patience, covenant timing, prophetic preparation, or the quiet obedience that the world cannot quantify. So do not check the mirror, check the Spirit. The mirror may tell you what is visible, but the Spirit reveals what is valuable. The mirror may reflect physical features, but the Spirit reflects your identity. You have been trained to seek approval where you were never meant to find it. You have looked for validation in eyes that were too small to recognize what heaven had placed in you. You have sought affirmation from voices that never heard my voice. But it was never my intention for you to live by reflection. It was my intention for you to live by revelation. And that revelation, my child, flows only through your spirit. The deep place within you, where I have been speaking, refining, shaping, and knitting together the blueprint of your destiny. That place is your truth, and it is far richer, far deeper, and far more glorious than any mirrored image could ever display. The world will teach you to look outside yourself, to compare, to compete, to fear not measuring up. But I taught you to look within. I taught you that the Spirit is the real compass of purpose and the only gauge of grace. I taught you to discern what cannot be seen. And because of that, you were never meant to trust what a mirror shows you. You were meant to trust what your spirit knows. The mirror will show wrinkles. It will show weariness. It will show signs of struggle. But the Spirit will reveal strength. It will reveal endurance. It will reveal beauty born of battle. Your reflection may have flaws, but you are not flawed. Your reflection may betray exhaustion, but your spirit is renewed. Your reflection may bear signs of grief, but the Spirit inside you bears glory. So from this moment forward, I call you to a deeper level of seeing, to spiritual sight, not surface sight. When you step into a room, do not seek acceptance from every gaze, seek my affirmation in your spirit. When you feel invisible or unremarkable because no one else notices you, know this: I do. I see what is unseen. I perceive what is imperceptible. I know who you were before you were born, and I know who you are becoming long before the world can label you. Do not be disappointed by the mirror. Let the mirror be a neutral instrument of appearance, not a final judge of worth. Because your worth is not written in reflection. It is inscribed in my heart. Now hear me. Your spirit is your true identity. Do not shrink from that. Do not fear what others see. Instead, celebrate what heaven sees. Your spirit is alive. It is vibrant. It is connected to me. It is rooted in my covenant. This inner essence, the Spirit I breathed into you, is where your calling lives. It is where your assignment takes shape. It is where your destiny has been quietly unfolding while the world was distracted by surface appearances. Your purpose was never meant to be reflected by glass. It was meant to be revealed by God. And I know it has not been easy. I know that there were mornings when you looked in the mirror and felt like nothing had changed, like the world saw you the same, like growth was invisible to the naked eye. But child, that's because real change, spiritual change, is not visible in the mirror. Real change is seen in the realm of the Spirit, where I have been building you for influence, wisdom, resilience, and divine authority. While you were looking at your reflection, I was forming your identity. While you wondered if anyone would ever celebrate you, I was forging your commission. While the mirror gave you surface reflection, your spirit was giving you sacred direction. And now, Now is when it begins to manifest outwardly. Now is when the unseen becomes seen. But it will not start with the mirror. It will start with the Spirit revealing what the mirror could never show. So if you feel unnoticed, if you feel unchanged, if you feel overlooked, don't check the mirror. Check the Spirit. Because the Spirit, your Spirit, has already crossed thresholds the mirror has never witnessed. The Spirit is already in the rooms you have prayed for. The Spirit already carries my anointing into places your eyes have yet to see. The Spirit already carries prophetic momentum that will soon spill over into your life outwardly, visibly, unmistakably. So believe not what the mirror tells you, but what the Spirit declares over you. I have placed treasures within your inner being that no external reflection can quantify. I have written your destiny on the tablets of your heart. And that is where I speak to you now, spirit to spirit. And when you live according to my declaration in your spirit and not according to reflection from the mirror, you will discover what the world cannot give and what the world cannot take away. You will live from the inside out, and heaven will unfold itself through you in ways that no mirror could ever capture. That is who you are. That is what I have called you to be. Your spirit is the key, not the reflection. Your posture moved me, and now I'm moving through you. This moment isn't just about what I've given to you, it's about what I'm releasing through you for others. I have chosen you to be a conduit of glory, a carrier of light, and your giving is part of that divine assignment. When you give, you're not funding a platform, you're fueling a prophetic movement. Your seed becomes an arrow of truth, a sword of hope, a spark of revival for someone else standing in their own midnight hour. Give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Luke 6:38. That's my word, and it's alive over your life right now. This isn't just generosity, it's legacy. And if your spirit knows this word is holy ground, then I'm calling you to sow into it. Use the link in the description, PayPal, membership, or super thanks, and release your yes. Do it now. Heaven is watching, and I will honor your faith. Beloved, listen to these words and let them sink into the deepest places of your heart. Your posture moved me, not your performance, not your perfection, not your outward presentations or polished praises. Your posture, the way you stood before me when you had no strength left, the way you opened your hands, even when you had nothing left to give, the way you looked up when your heart was heavy, your spirit was weary, your steps were slow, and your vision was blurry with tears. That posture, humble, vulnerable, surrendered, unpretentious, that is what moved me. It wasn't the volume of your voice. It was the direction of your heart. It wasn't your applause-worthy moments. It was your uncelebrated obedience. I saw the way you positioned yourself before me when no one was looking. I saw how you bent your knee in private. I saw how your forehead brushed the ground when your soul could hardly breathe. The posture of surrender, is what stands out in the archives of heaven. Angels behold it. The courts of the unseen realm recognize it. I felt it. And because your posture moved me, I began to work on your behalf. Not because you earned it. No, because your posture said, I trust you even when I don't understand. That faith, that yielded faith, activated my heart toward you. So hear me now. Your posture matters more than your platform. You could be on every stage, on every screen, with every human accolade, and it would mean nothing without the right posture before me. Many chase recognition, influence, applause, position, but how you stand before God in the quiet, that determines how I will stand with you in public. You didn't know this, but your posture in the waiting season was acting like a magnet for my promise. Every time you lifted your hands, every time you whispered my name in the dark, every time you prayed when it felt pointless, my heart responded. Your obedience wasn't unnoticed. Your posture wasn't wasted. And because of that posture, faithful, humble, surrendered, persistent, I began to open what was once shut, to release what was once hidden, and to move on your behalf in alignment with my word of promise. Your posture mattered more than you could ever articulate. When the enemy tried to convince you that your prayers were too weak, your voice was too small, your faith was too fragile, I saw your stance. You stood. You stayed. You bowed when it would have made sense to walk away. You stayed faithful to my presence, even when the evidence of change seemed delayed. That is what caught my attention. That is what moved my heart toward you. Not because you were perfect, no, but because you were persistent. Not because you had it all together, but because you kept showing up. Not because you had it figured out, but because you refused to lose hope. And now, the posture that once felt small, unnoticed, weak, isolated and silent is being honored. My response to your posture will not be mild. It will be magnificent. The very thing that tried to break you, the waiting, the silence, the uncertainty, was actually preparing you for a posture of power. You are no longer just responding to circumstances. You are now responding from heaven's perspective. Your posture before me has placed you in a position of spiritual authority, prophetic sight, and covenant influence. And what you prayed in private, what you surrendered in silence, what you lifted in weakness, now I will lift in glory. So from this moment forward, stand not just with hope, stand with holy confidence. Your posture has already moved heaven. You've already whispered the prayers. You've already bowed the head. You've already opened the hands. Now watch how heaven responds. Because I am not done answering what your posture activated. I am not through with the momentum your faith initiated. I am not silent about the worship you offered in secret. What you gave privately, I will release publicly. What your posture initiated in the Spirit, I will manifest in your life. Your posture moved me, and because of that, I will not wait another second to honor it. Beloved child, come near and listen with the deepest part of your spirit, because this truth carries more weight than every doubt you've ever battled. Your yes was enough. Not in your timing, but in mine. Not in your strength, but in my supply. You have walked through long days full of questions, heavy nights full of wondering whether your surrender was significant enough, pure enough, vibrant enough, visible enough, and you believed that somehow your yes needed to be stronger than your struggle. But listen to my voice right now, the only voice that truly matters, and hear this clearly. Your yes was enough. Yes, enough. Not adequate according to the world's scale. Not successful by human standards. Not applause-worthy in public rooms. But enough before me. Fully enough. Your yes, offered in the silence, carried weight in heaven. Your yes, spoken with trembling lips, unlocked spiritual momentum. Your yes, whispered through tear-stained prayers, became the seed of a breakthrough you couldn't see yet. I don't measure just the words you speak. I measure the condition of your heart behind them. And I saw purity. I saw faith. I saw a soul that said yes again and again, even when your flesh whispered fear, doubt, and fatigue. That is holy obedience. That is what heaven responds to. Hear me as the one who knit your faith into your bones. Your yes was enough because it was genuine. It wasn't a copy of someone else's faith. It wasn't borrowed from hype, popularity, or crowds. It came from the depths of your surrendered spirit. That kind of yes doesn't just touch heaven. It activates heaven. Your yes wasn't a request, it was a release. You didn't just agree with me. You aligned with me. And alignment always invites acceleration. When you said yes, not because life was easy, not because everything made sense, not because the path was clear, but because your spirit knew me deeply enough to trust me anyway, that yes triggered heaven. You have wondered if your faith was too small. You felt like a mustard seed in a world demanding grand gestures. But I say to you now, I don't measure faith by size, I measure it by direction. A mustard seed faith pointed toward me is more powerful than a mountain-moving faith pointed by pride. Your yes was enough because it was between you and me. Not performance, not position, not spiritual popularity. Just pure, yielded alignment with my heart. That level of yes is never small, is never weak. It is never insignificant. I know what you held back. I know the fears you didn't voice. I know the battles you fought in silence, in secret, in nighttime wrestling matches where the enemy attacked your thoughts and pressed against your joy. You were tired. You were afraid. You were unsure. And yet you still said yes. That means something. That means heaven responded. That means your obedience carved an open door, even if you couldn't see it yet. Your yes wasn't a spark, it was a signal of readiness, a signal of surrender, a signal of destiny. And that signal changed the trajectory of what was meant for your life. So don't diminish your yes anymore. Don't replay the moments you felt weak, uncertain, or unprepared. I see beyond all of that. I see the sacred persistence, the repeated yes in the midst of heavy hesitation, and that is what invites divine movement. Your yes was enough because I don't require perfection. I require yielded hearts. I don't expect flawless faith. I expect faith that stays. And you stayed. You didn't abandon hope when the answers were slow. You didn't abandon prayer when you were worn out. You didn't abandon me when life was painful. You said yes over and over again, and that yes has been casting spiritual vote after spiritual vote in heaven on your behalf. Now watch what I do. Not because your yes earned me like a contract, but because your yes aligned your spirit with my promise. Alignment activates movement. It calls in divine acceleration. It ousts delay. It dismantles barriers. It summons access. And what's coming, what's already on its way, is not just a blessing. It is a confirmation of the power of your yes. You're about to see external fulfillment not because your yes was flawless, but because your yes was faithful. And faithfulness, my child, always attracts my power. So stand firm now. Carry your yes like a trophy, not for bragging rights, but because it represents something heaven knows. Your obedience was enough. Your surrender was enough. Your trust, even in the smallest measure, was enough. And I, the Lord who sees, who knows, who honors every holy choice, say over you now, your yes was enough, and it's now bearing fruit. In ways you never dreamed, in ways you felt were delayed, in ways the enemy never understood. Because faith that says doesn't just wait, it wins. Beloved, come and hear my voice. I want to speak something deep, something decisive, something that resounds in your spirit and shakes loose every lingering trace of spiritual congestion, confusion, and delay. Hear me. I have removed the interference. Yes, I have removed the interference. For too long, you've walked through seasons where it felt like something was blocking your breakthrough. Invisible weights, spiritual resistance, demonic interference disguised as circumstances, spiritual fog that dulled your clarity, confusion. that tried to cripple your confidence. You felt struggled in the very realm where strength should have been yours. You've wondered why every attempt seemed hard, every step felt stuck, and every prayer sounded like it echoed into silence. But listen now with heavenly clarity and deep spiritual perception. That interference is gone. I have removed it. Not paused. Not delayed. Not managed. Removed. When I remove spiritual interference, it doesn't hang around in disguise. It doesn't pretend to be okay. It doesn't act like just a minor setback. No, when I remove interference, there is a shift in atmosphere, a shift in spiritual alignment, a shift in timelines, a shift in clarity. Interference is not just reduced, it is obliterated. It is dismantled. It is taken out at the root. And I have done it for you. Let me explain this to your spirit in a way that you've never heard, because you've been carrying this deeper than your circumstances. You've been carrying it in your soul. You've wondered why prayer hasn't been enough, why fasting hasn't brought the breakthrough you expected, why obedience still felt like warfare, why your efforts met resistance, why plans that should have worked didn't, why every route seemed blocked, why even when you did everything right, there was still an unseen pressure holding things back. That was interference. But I say to you now with the authority of heaven, that interference is no longer in place. I have taken it down. I have cleared your path. I have dismantled spiritual roadblocks. I have loosened what had been bound. I have untangled what was entangled. I have cleared the congestion so that what was meant to come in can now come in freely. What was meant to flow can now flow without bottleneck. What was meant to shift can now shift without resistance. The hand of heaven has intervened, and the interference had been removed. Now hear me. This is important. When interference is removed, you won't have to fight the same battles you've been fighting. The atmosphere will feel lighter, not always easy, but clearer. The pieces that seem stuck will start to move, not necessarily in your timing, but in my timing. Your spirit will sense freedom where you once felt restriction. Your eyes will begin to see possibilities where once there was confusion. Your heart will feel peace where once there was pressure. And your soul will know, deep down, that something spiritual has shifted, because you will feel it in your spirit first. And child, I want you to know something. This removal was not accidental. It was not reactive. It was not because you finally prayed correctly. It was not because you figured everything out. It was because I saw the fidelity of your heart. I saw that even though there was resistance, you did not abandon hope. I saw that you kept worshiping even when you felt unheard. I saw that you kept trusting even when every door looked closed. I saw that you stayed surrendered even when nothing made sense. Your persistence in faith, not your performance in perfection, that is what compelled heaven to act. So now, child, watch what happens. Not because I owe you something, but because I promised you something. A promise that is anchored in my nature, not in your effort. I promised you breakthrough. I promised you alignment. I promised you favor. I promised you advancement. And today, because I have removed every spiritual interference that stood in the way, those promises are free to manifest. You will notice small shifts first. A sense of clarity where confusion once lingered. A door opening that should have opened earlier but didn't. A word coming to you at exactly the right moment. An opportunity that seems too perfect to be coincidence. A peace that rises within you and refuses to be displaced by circumstance. These are not random. These are the signs of removal. Signs that what used to be blocked is now being released. So do not be alarmed when things begin to move swiftly. Don't be surprised when resistance fades quickly. Don't doubt when doors begin to open that once were sealed. This is not luck. This is not late timing. This is my removal of interference, my clearing of the path, my divine alignment of your life. I've removed the interference, and now the way is ready for your destiny to walk through. Beloved child, come near and let me speak these words slowly and faithfully into your spirit, because this moment is sacred, and what I am about to say penetrates deeper than any earthly encouragement. The weight is lifting, and the glory is resting. I know the heaviness you have carried. I know the burden that sat on your shoulders like a mountain too large for your frame. I know the nights when your heart felt too full of unspoken ache to sleep. I know the mornings when you woke weary of waiting, tired of trying, and unsure if your strength would last until sunrise. I saw all of it. I saw every tear, every trembling prayer, every sigh that felt too heavy to utter. And in my eternal awareness, I have not only witnessed your struggle, I have borne it with you. Now hear this. The weight that once sat across your chest like a prison is breaking. A load you carried that felt immovable. I am lifting it. I am removing it. I am unraveling it, strand by tangled strand, from the very fabric of your spirit. Not because you were perfect, no, but because you endured. You didn't quit when fatigue whispered that it was over. You didn't stop praying when answers seemed silent. You didn't walk away from hope, even when hope felt like a faint flicker at the far edge of your heart. Your willingness to stay in sacred surrender, even in the midst of pain, made you ready now for what heaven has prepared. Yes, beloved, what you've carried will not follow you into your glory. What once felt heavy will become the very foundation upon which my glory rests. I am not simply lifting the weight, I am transmuting it. What seemed unbearable is now becoming the birthplace of wonder. What felt like pressure is turning into praise. What was once a burden is now becoming the bearer of testimony. This is not just relief. This is restoration in motion. This is more than healing. This is heaven rewriting your history. And listen carefully, because this is the part that shakes spiritual realms. The glory is resting. Not in a distant atmosphere. Not in a far-off future. Not in some ethereal dreamland. The glory is resting on you. The glory that was once delayed is now descending. The glory that felt elusive is now emerging. The glory that seemed postponed is now present. I'm placing my glory upon you as a covering, as a mantle, as a resting place. This glory does not just sit around you. It settles into you. It saturates your being. It anchors in your spirit. And it will reveal itself in every area that once felt overshadowed by disappointment. You have felt the weight of expectation, your own, others, even the world's. But I am lifting that weight now, and in place of it, in the exact spiritual space where heaviness once lived, I am now resting my glory. Glory is not just brightness or beauty or favor. Glory is my presence manifest. Glory is divine brightness that cannot be ignored. Glory is the supernatural that redefines the natural. Glory is the anointing that causes mountains to move, chains to break, sight to return, and purpose to rise. And my glory is resting on you, not temporarily, not conditionally, but sovereignly, irrevocably, and triumphantly. This rest that my glory brings is not the absence of activity. It is the presence of peace amid movement. I am telling you, you will not be shaken by the storms you once endured. The storms will bow before the glory that now rests in you. What once was weak will now be with it. What you thought was weakness will be a testimony of my strength. What felt too heavy to bear will become the testimony that testifies of my power. You will not carry the load forever. You will carry the glory instead. The weight is lifting because my glory is resting. So when you feel the burden lift, don't be afraid of the vastness of what is replacing it. Do not fear the magnitude of my glory in you, because I am not releasing something small. I am releasing what will illuminate your life, your purpose, your calling, your testimony, and your assignment. And that illumination will not be for you alone. It will shine into the lives of others who have been weighed down, showing them that the God of your deliverance is the same God who enters the depths of human need and brings glory out of the grayness of pain. This is not a soft whisper anymore. This is me declaring with power in your spirit that the weight is lifting and the glory is resting. And I will not wait another second to reveal it in your life. Beloved, listen with your whole heart. Not your mind, not your emotions, not your memories. Your spirit, the deepest part of you where eternity meets your existence. Hear what I am speaking to you now, because this final word is not general, not broad, not ambiguous. This moment is personal. Yes, personal. Not mass-produced prophecy. Not generic encouragement. Not a vague declaration that could apply to anyone. This word was written for you. This moment in time that is unfolding in your life right now is the one I ordained for you, not for someone else, not for the crowd, not for the masses. You. I know your name. I know your story. I know your journey. I know every place you felt misunderstood, overlooked, undervalued, unnoticed, unrecognized, and unseen. I know the nights when tears fell silently, when prayers felt unanswered, when hope seemed fragile. I know it all, intimately, completely, unfailingly. And I say to you now, with the authority of heaven and the tenderness of a father who knows you fully, this moment, this exact season, was crafted uniquely for you. I didn't deliver these words as a broad blessing. I didn't speak them as a standard message. I spoke them because your heart, your life, your journey, your faithfulness, your persistence, and your surrendered spirit moved me. You didn't make perfect choices every time. You didn't always understand what was happening. You had questions you couldn't answer. You walked lands where clarity seemed lost. You endured confusion, contradiction, delay, opposition, discouragement. But through it all, you stayed. You remained faithful when it would have made sense to leave. You held on when most would have given up. And because your heart stayed yielded, this moment is now personal. Hear this truth. I am not impressed by perfection. I am moved by perseverance. I am not attracted to applause. I respond to surrendered hearts. I don't honor flash. I honor faithfulness. And you, beloved, you stayed. Even when it hurt. Even when you wondered if God was silent or absent. You stayed. You leaned into me even when you felt like you were drowning in questions. You kept whispering my name when you had nothing left to say. You kept coming back to me, again and again, because somewhere deep in your spirit you knew I was real. You may not have seen me with your eyes, but you felt me with your spirit. Your faith was not shallow. It was not surface level. It was deep, deep enough to move heaven. And that is why this moment is personal. This is not a universal declaration you can pin to anyone's life. This is a heaven-assigned turning point in your life, the threshold where your faith meets divine fulfillment. This is the hour when the prayers you prayed in secret, prayers you thought were lost in silence, begin to answer you openly. This is when the seed you planted in hidden soil bursts forth with harvest. This is when the doors that seemed locked begin to unlock. This is when the promises that felt delayed begin to materialize. You are not late. You are on time with my timing. This moment was crafted not by accident, not by chance, not by randomness, but by my divine intention. I know what you walked through to get here. I know the nights you thought no one saw. I know the days when you felt invisible. I know the inner battles you fought in silence. I know what it took for you to keep saying yes when the path looked uncertain. And because I know every detail, because I designed every step, this moment is personal. It was tailor-made for you. It was written in my plan before the foundation of the world. It was sealed with my promise. It was time for your emergence in this exact season. This is not general truth. This is not a broad spiritual cliché. This is your divine apex, your holy appointed release, your moment of manifestation. Beloved, I know you may not have felt worthy. You may have questioned if you were enough. You may have thought you had to be stronger, smarter, more capable, more polished, more experienced, more confident. But hear me, you didn't need to be enough on your own. I've been equipping you the whole time. I've been strengthening you in the waiting. I've been training you through trials. I've been shaping your courage through patience. I've been deepening your spiritual sight through darkness. I've been making your heart resilient, not fragile. I've been preparing you to receive exactly what I'm releasing now. And now it is time. This season is not accidental. This turning point is not ambiguous. This moment, right here, right now, is personal to you. I am releasing what was held. I am answering what was prayed. I am fulfilling what was promised. I am positioning what was ordained. I am activating what was sealed. I am unveiling what was hidden. And none of it is generic. All of it is for you. So receive this word as if I leaned in and whispered it into your ear. Receive it as if I placed my hand on your shoulder and looked into the depths of your spirit. Receive it as if I said it with authority and with love, because that is exactly how it was delivered. Not to a crowd, not to many, not to someone else, to you. This moment is personal. And beloved, I will not wait another second to fulfill it. This moment is personal, and so is your calling to give. What you just received wasn't random. It was divine, designed, and delivered straight from my heart to yours. But don't let it stop with you. Let your response become a chain reaction of glory across the earth. Through your giving, this message will reach others whose names you don't know. But I do. And just like I met you in this moment, I will meet them through the word you help carry. You are sowing light into darkness, oil into dry lamps, rain into famine-struck ground. And those who sow in tears will reap with joy. Psalm 126:5. That promise is hovering over you now. Don't act quickly. Don't overthink what I've already confirmed in your spirit. Go to the link, PayPal, membership, or super thanks, and give as if you're igniting someone's destiny. Because you are. And I will bless it. Before you scroll away, pause. Because I'm still speaking, child. If this word ignited something in your spirit, if you know I will not wait another second to move in your life, then declare it below right now. This was for me. I receive it. Your comment is not just a reaction. It's a prophetic agreement. When you write it, you're putting your faith on record. You're drawing a line in the spirit. And you're telling every delay, every doubt, and every darkness, God, just move, and I'm stepping into it. So speak it now, don't wait. I've already made my move. This is your moment to respond. And now, as your response settles, feel the urgency sharpen into clarity. This is not pressure, it is precision. You've been waiting for certainty, but certainty follows obedience, not the other way around. The stirring you feel is not confusion. It is timing converging. Stay here, because I am about to remove every excuse for delay and speak plainly to your heart. My child, hear my voice, for the time for hesitation is past. I know you, my beloved, and I see the way you hold your breath, waiting for a perfect moment that never seems to arrive. You are asking me, is it time? Should I wait just one more day? I tell you plainly, unequivocally, the door of opportunity stands open now. You not postpone the blessings I offer. This call you are feeling in your spirit is not delayed. It is immediate. My divine clock has struck your hour. I know your heart, precious one. You are carrying 2 heavy bags, and they are weighing you down. One is filled with the burdens of yesterday, the mistakes you keep replaying, the failures you can't forgive yourself for. The other is packed with the anxieties of tomorrow, the job pressure you dread, the financial fears that steal your sleep. Release those burdens now. Lay them at my feet. They are not meant for you to carry. I am here to lift your heavy load. You feel that knot in your stomach. That isn't from me. That is the fear of the future, the lie that you are unprepared. Undo it with me, together. I want you to look around this quiet room, to look at your life right now, and simply accept my love without further delay. You don't need a sign from the heavens, my child. The sign is the breath you are taking now, the awareness in your heart. I see the unspoken tensions in your family, the struggle with your finances, the feeling of being overlooked in your job. Every single one of these specific struggles is visible to my eyes. I see you, not an idea of you, but the real you. You are not overlooked. You are my cherished treasure. I am calling you to the stillness, like the quiet pause you take before you face a great challenge. The deep breath you take it now. And know that this moment is where the divine truth connects with your lived reality. The time for waiting on the sidelines is over. Step onto the field. Your victory is certain. I will not wait another second. This moment is for you. Embrace it. Believe it. I promise you, my love and support are unwavering and immediate. Trust in my perfect timing and plan for you. Move forward with courage and faith. Receive this call with gratitude and resolve. Remember this: I am with you. My child, my heart reaches out to you instantly, without a moment's pause or deliberation. You often measure love by human standards, by how quickly someone replies to your message, or how long they remember your small accomplishments. But my love is not a fickle, temporary human emotion. It is a covenant sealed in eternal promise. You are my cherished treasure, and my commitment to you is unbreakable. I know the secret thoughts you hold about yourself, the lingering doubts that whisper, I am not enough, or I have failed too many times. You look in the mirror and see flaws, but I look upon you and see my perfect craftsmanship. Your value is beyond measure, here and now. You do not need to earn your worth. It was freely given the moment I spoke your name into existence. Rest now, my precious one, in the profound truth that my love does not waver or procrastinate. It does not wait for you to clean yourself up or achieve some perfect state of being. My acceptance is whole and immediate. You are seen and known completely. Every fear, every silent prayer, every moment you felt alone. And yet, my love grows only stronger. The depth of my mercy knows no pause. It is like a limitless, flowing river, ready to wash over you today. I know you are worried about that big decision hanging over your head, the one that keeps you awake at night. You are striving to calculate every possible outcome, every risk, but stop the striving. Trust me. I am telling you now. Your need to control is a direct reflection of your doubt in my constant provision. Release the need to orchestrate every detail and simply receive the love that covers all your imperfections. Imagine my hands, infinitely strong, cupping your life. No matter how fierce the winds of the world blow, you are secure in my embrace. This security is immediate, not dependent on your performance. You are loved right where you are. You are enough right now. Embrace this divine reality. Live in this certainty. Stand firm against the lies of condemnation that try to steal your peace. Your deepest desires, the longing for peace in your home, the hope for health, the yearning for purpose, are known to me and they matter immensely. I am working out the details in the background of your life, even when you can't see the forward movement. Breathe. Relax. Know that my love is your strongest shield and your most immediate blessing. Claim it with an unwavering heart. I am your haven amid the tempests of life. This love is your foundation. Build your life upon it today. Go forth with the boldness of a cherished child. My beloved, I want you to acknowledge the chains that bind you are not made of steel, but of delayed decisions and fear. I am shattering the spirit of procrastination in your life now. This habit of putting off the important things, prayer, forgiveness, that difficult conversation, stepping into your purpose, is not harmless indecision. It is the enemy's subtle, treacherous tactic to delay your destiny. Do not yield to it for another second. You are holding yourself hostage with self-doubt and fear. The whisper in your mind says, wait until you feel more confident, or wait until you have more money. That is a lie. Release yourself from this paralysis today. I am the strength you need to step forward today. You don't need to be fearless to act, my child. You just need to be willing to trust me in the midst of your fear. The chains of delay are forged by two things, the fear of failure and the fear of success. You are afraid to start because you might stumble, and you are afraid to succeed because it means stepping into a larger, more visible role. Look at me. See that I am with you in the starting, in the stumbling, and in the triumph. Embrace the instantaneous power of forgiveness and healing that makes your past irrelevant. The mistakes you made yesterday do not define your potential today. Imagine that heavy blanket of weariness, the emotional fatigue that makes even small tasks seem monumental. Cast off that blanket now. It is time to let go of what holds you back from my abundant blessing. The old habits, the toxic friendships, the corrosive self-talk. This is not a gradual process. This is a decisive break. Choose right now to walk away from everything that dims my light in your soul. I know the pressure you feel to finally launch that project, or to take that leap of faith you have been contemplating for months. The fear of being ridiculed if you fail is intense. But I tell you, I am your defender. Let others look on. Their judgment is meaningless. What matters is the immediate obedience to the promptings I have placed on your heart. Rise up and act with unwavering commitment. The adversary wants you to believe that if you wait, the challenge will shrink, or the path will become easier. That is the oldest lie. Confront the challenge now. Your strength is activated not in waiting, but in immediate action, rooted in my promised support. Declare your freedom from the prison of hesitation. Walk forth in the certainty that my grace is your sufficient power today. Receive this breakthrough. My precious one, your calling is not reserved for some future date, some mythical perfect time when you feel completely ready and fully funded. The time is now. The gifts I have given you, your unique voice, your compassion, your mind, your hands, are needed now. They are not trinkets to be admired, but tools to be used immediately in the world. You are asking, but what about my job? What about my kids' tuition? How can I risk everything for a purpose I can barely see? I tell you, my child, those practical concerns are valid, but they must not be excuses for delay. Stepping into the fullness of your anointing is not about quitting your current life. It is about bringing my light and love into your current life instantly. The immediate work I have prepared for you is often found in the small, unseen moments, offering a kind word to a struggling coworker, being present and patient with your family, or seeking stillness to listen to my guidance. Begin there today. Refuse to make any more excuses. The harvest is ready, and the fields are right where you are standing. I see the greatness within you, the immense capacity to transform lives. Yet, I also see you holding back, waiting for permission, waiting for clarity that you believe must come in a flash of thunder and lightning. I often work through the still, small voice, through a gentle nudge, through the small, immediate act of obedience. Act on the small promptings, and I will illuminate the large steps. Align your will with my divine plan instantly. This means prioritizing what truly matters. Ask yourself, what are you spending your time and energy on that is delaying your true purpose? Is it scrolling aimlessly, engaging in pointless disputes, or chasing temporary praise? Cut out the distractions decisively. I am calling you to service not tomorrow, but now. This is not a suggestion. This is the activation of your divine life. Embrace the dignity of your calling. Stand tall, my child, for you are my ambassador. Your purpose is not a distant goal. It is the way you live, breathe, and act in this moment. Go and shine. Believe in the power of your immediate obedience. My beloved one, lift your eyes to the heavens and feel the new measure of grace being poured out upon you now. It is not rationed or delayed. It flows in an abundance that defies your deepest worries. I know you feel the constant exhaustion, the emotional drain, the spiritual fatigue from fighting battles in your own strength. Stop fighting alone. Rest in my immediate, unmerited favor. This moment is marked by my favor for you. Receive this unmerited blessing today. It is not a reward for what you have done, but a gift because of who I am, your loving Father. Imagine a refreshing spring of living water, instantly washing away the dust and weariness of a long journey. Feel that water cleansing your soul, renewing your mind, and strengthening your inner being. This is the immediate power of my grace. The weariness of waiting, the constant anxiety of, when will my breakthrough come, has been a heavy weight. Let go of that tension. Know that my favor is actively seeking you out. You don't need to chase after it. You only need to receive it with open hands and a grateful heart. This is the manifestation of divine assistance you have been praying for. I see the unspoken fear that you will run out of energy before the finish line. Let me be the wind beneath your wings. Allow my grace to be your source of perpetual vigor. Declare over yourself, I am renewed now. My strength is in my God. Speak this truth when you feel the morning drag, when the challenges seem to multiply. This is your breakthrough. I know you're worried about those two specific situations, the one at your job that seems to have hit a wall, and the persistent health concern that is draining your physical strength. Focus on my grace, not on the magnitude of the problems. My grace specializes in the impossible. Watch how quickly my favor can dissolve what seems immutable. This is not a wish. This is a divine declaration. Embrace this reality. Stop striving to earn what I freely give. Stand firm in a confidence that you are infinitely loved, and therefore infinitely favored. Look for my grace in the unexpected kindness of a stranger, in the sudden burst of energy, in the clarity of a new thought. Receive this unstoppable outpouring of my spirit today. Rejoice in this immediate and profound renewal. Pause now, my beloved. You feel the shift. The urgency in my voice is born of my boundless love, not my anger. I have just poured out a fresh, unmerited measure of my grace upon you. To stop now, to allow the noise of the world to drown out this eternal truth, would grieve my spirit deeply. You stand on the precipice of a profound surrender. Don't let this moment of divine activation be wasted. I am intensely involved in your freedom. Continue listening and honor my desire for your wholeness. My child, listen closely. My plan for your life is perfectly timed. There are no accidents in my kingdom, and certainly no chaos in your current moment. I know you look at the clock, at the calendar, and you feel that persistent, gnawing impatience. You think, if only this had happened last month, or if only I knew what would happen tomorrow, I could finally relax. That anxiety is understandable, but I am asking you to trust the sovereignty of today. I have orchestrated every detail, every encounter, every seeming setback for your ultimate good. Find peace in the present uncertainty. Breathe in this truth. You are exactly where you need to be for me to perform the next miracle. Resist the urge to leap ahead into tomorrow's worries. Stay here, anchored in my presence. I want you to relinquish the illusion of control that only brings you stress. Stop trying to figure out the full blueprint and simply focus on the next step I like for you. My word is a lamp under your feet, not a floodlight to the distant horizon. Allow me to direct your very next step. This immediate provision of guidance is sufficient for your needs right now. I know you are worried about the financial situation, the immediate need that feels pressing and overwhelming. Know that the provision you need is already in motion. It is not coming someday. It is arriving today in a manifestation of the instantaneous provision that defies human logic. Trust me to supply all your needs, not according to your bank account, but according to my limitless glory. Embrace this certainty. Lean on my understanding, not your own. Your mind is brilliant, but it is limited by what it can see and calculate. My wisdom spans all time and circumstance. Acknowledge me in all your ways, even in the smallest of decisions, in choosing your words, in planning your day, in responding to challenges. Refuse to let panic or anxiety dictate your actions. Declare over your day, my God is sovereign, and His timing is perfect. Let this unwavering conviction be your anchor in the storm of uncertainty. Walk in the confidence that my plan is unfolding flawlessly. Feel the peace that transcends all understanding today. Receive this immediate rest. My precious child, this conversation is not just about moving forward. It is about bringing back what was lost and healing what was broken. Know that healing and repair begin this very second. I am declaring a full restoration in your life now. I see the spiritual and emotional ground that the locusts, the failures, the betrayals, the dark years have seemingly consumed. But I am the God of resurrection, and I promise you the return of what those years have eaten. Your dignity, your hope, your dreams, all that felt permanently stolen. I am making all things new immediately. Believe in this power. I see your tears, my beloved, the deep sorrow you carry over a past hurt or a current situation that feels overwhelming. That lament is about to be turned into dancing. Anticipate the joy that will overflow from a heart completely made whole. This is not a promise for a distant heaven, but a divine action in your life today. Receive full redemption from your past mistakes. The guilt you carry is unnecessary baggage. Release it now. Understand that my forgiveness is a complete and instantaneous cleansing. You are purified, set free, and ready for your next chapter. Walk in the freedom I have given you. I am also performing an instantaneous mending of broken places in your soul, your relationships, and your circumstances. Imagine a shattered vase being instantly restored, with no visible seams of where it was once broken. Feel that mending in your inner being. The pain that felt chronic is being dissolved by my presence. Acknowledge the miracle now. This restoration is not conditional on your emotional state. It is based on my unwavering commitment to you. Rest in this absolute truth. Declare over your home, your health, and your relationships, I am receiving my restoration this very second. Step into the fullness of this immediate blessing. Believe that the best part of your story is not behind you, but unfolding right now. Go and live your restored life. My cherished one, I stand here, waiting for you to draw near to me, and I promise you, with every fiber of my divine being, I will draw near to you in this very instant. You crave a deepening of intimacy right now, not someday when your schedule clears or when your mind finally quiets down. I know you tell yourself, I'll spend time with God when I'm less stressed, or I'll pray when I feel more worthy. These thoughts are the whispers of procrastination, trying to steal your most precious gift, immediate access to my presence. Put aside the distractions that clutter your mind, the endless scrolling, the unnecessary chatter, the self-imposed busyness that creates noise where there should be peace. I am inviting you into a silence that speaks volumes of truth, a quiet pause where you can finally hear my whisper above the roar of the world. I see you attempting to manage your life with a low-grade anxiety, a constant worry about what others think or how you measure up. You try to fix your external world, your job, your relationships, your health, hoping that will finally bring you peace. But peace flows from me, my child, and it is available to you now, in this moment of communion. Stop the frantic effort. Settle your heart. Make your heart a sanctuary today. Imagine my presence as a gentle rain washing over the parched earth of your soul, bringing immediate refreshment and vigor. Receive the joy of instantaneous communion with your Father. This is a joy so profound it transcends all earthly pleasures. I know the secret place where you hide your deepest fears, the fear of a financial collapse, the fear of disappointing your loved ones, the persistent doubt about your ability to sustain your faith. Bring those heavy thoughts into this quiet room with me. Do not hold back from my grasp. Trust me with the full, unreserved reality of your heart. Acknowledge that my love for you is not a reward for your perfection, but a shelter for your vulnerability. Seek my face without reservation, and you will find an immediate comfort and an unwavering strength. Declare your need for me, not as a weakness, but as a bold declaration of where your true power lies. My child, you are not alone in your struggle for consistency. I understand the human tendency toward spiritual drift, the slow fade of focus when life gets loud. That is why this immediate call is so urgent. Commit now to carving out that quiet time, not as a religious duty, but as a vital breath for your soul. Start small, if you must, but start today. Close your eyes. Feel the unseen current of my spirit flowing into you, bringing clarity where there was confusion and purpose where there was weariness. This flow is perpetual and instantaneous. It does not wait for an invitation. It waits for your acknowledgement. Open your heart fully to the profound reality of my constant nearness. Embrace this sacred moment, live with the certainty that my glory resides within you now. The depth of our intimacy is only limited by your willingness to be truly present. Be present. Be real. Be honest. Lay down the mask you wear for the world and the one you sometimes wear for me. I delight in your authenticity. Know this: the most powerful prayer is the one spoken from a sincere, unreserved heart. Speak your truth to me, and watch as I respond with a flood of unconditional love and immediate guidance. This is the breakthrough you have been waiting for, the simple yet profound realization that I am here. Always receive this unstoppable peace. Go forth with the boldness of a cherished child. My beloved, understand this fundamental truth. The battle over your life, your health, your finances, and your purpose is already won in the Spirit. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. Claiming the promises I have given you is not a future goal. It is a present action. Acknowledge the manifestation of immediate victory now. The enemy's loud threats are merely echoes of a defeated foe. Do not let his noise distract you from the triumph I have secured for you. I know you are looking at your circumstances, the mounting debt, the persistent physical discomfort, the tension with a challenging individual, and your human eyes see defeat or stagnation. But I am calling you to see with the eyes of faith. See the invisible spiritual reality where every foe is already conquered. Walk in authority over every foe that rises against you. That feeling of overwhelm, that knot of fear, command it to dissipate instantly in my name. Use the power I have placed within you. The power of faith that acts instantly is the key that unlocks the impossible. Step into that reality today. Do not wait for the feeling of certainty before you declare your breakthrough. Declare it now, while the situation still looks dire. Declare triumph over sickness and adversity. Speak to the mountains in your life, the mountain of despair, the mountain of debt, the mountain of self-doubt, and command them to be removed. Your voice, backed by my authority, is a powerful force. I see you hesitating, waiting for proof that my promise is real. I am your proof. My word is truth. Believe what I have spoken over you, not what your eyes report. Watch for the breakthroughs to materialize today, and dissipate the instantaneous shift in your perspective and your circumstances. This is not a gradual process. This is a decisive intervention. Receive this unstoppable assurance. Imagine yourself already standing on the other side of your current struggle, looking back with a heart overflowing with gratitude. Hold that image firmly in your mind. Live from that conviction. Reject the illusion of scarcity and failure. Embrace the reality of my abundant provision and immediate victory. Do not give the enemy another foothold through your doubt. Stand firmly on the solid foundation of my unwavering love and power. Know this: you are a conqueror. Live like one. Act like one. Speak like one. Today is the day you claim your inheritance. Go and manifest my glory. My beloved child, why postpone the limitless blessings I offer you now? You are living with a deeply ingrained someday mindset. Someday, I'll be happy. Someday, I'll start that project. Someday, I'll forgive that person. This habitual delay is a form of spiritual complacency, and it is one of the greatest dangers to your soul. Shatter this mindset today. Embrace the divine reality of today, the only moment where true life and transformation can occur. I see you waiting for the perfect moment, the ideal emotional state, the alignment of all circumstances. This waiting is an illusion. Reckon yourself alive to my spirit now, live with an unshakable expectation in this very moment. The fire of the Holy Spirit is kindled now, ready to burn away the sluggishness and fear that have held you captive. Acknowledge the immediate power available to you. I know the specific things you are waiting for an apology, waiting for a promotion, waiting for a definitive sign. Release your grip on the future's illusion. The idea that control over tomorrow will bring you peace. Peace is found in the immediate surrender of your plans to my perfect will. Trust my sovereignty over your life today. Stop living in the imaginary future with the regrettable past. Anchor your soul in the eternal now. My child, you must confront the danger of this mindset directly. It breeds stagnation, and stagnation eventually leads to spiritual decay. Wake up to the urgency of your calling. Your purpose is not for a distant future, it is for immediate manifestation. Commit to making one bold, immediate decision today that you have been delaying. Take that leap of faith. Like that phone call. Write that difficult email. Act now and watch how I multiply your effort and bless your immediate obedience. Imagine your life as a vessel overflowing with my grace and opportunity. The someday mindset is like a cork in that vessel, preventing the flow. Remove the cork today. Allow the fresh outpouring of my blessing to saturate every area of your life. Do not rob yourself of the joy and fulfillment that comes from living fully in my will today. Declare with me, my time is now. I choose action over delay. I choose faith over fear. I choose today over someday. Embrace this profound shift in your spirit. Live with the intensity and certainty of my presence today. Halt, my precious one. Do not let your old someday mindset lure you back into the paralysis of delay. I have just shattered the illusions that bind you and lit the path for your immediate next step. To turn away now would be to choose the familiar chaos over the certainty of my peace. I need your unwavering focus. Do not let the adversary steal the clarity I have given you. Your immediate obedience is a declaration of your love for me. Show me your heart and continue to receive my truth. You have just shattered the chains of the someday mindset in your own life, my beloved, embracing the divine reality of today. And now, I issue an immediate call. Look beyond your own breakthrough and see the millions waiting in darkness. I am calling you to sow this light. Just as manna sustains the journey, your support now sustains the vessel that carries my living word to the parched souls waiting for their immediate activation. I declare over your seed, give, and it shall be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not charity. It is an eternal investment. Honor the urgency of this harvest with your super thanks, a membership, or a gift through the link below. So today, my child, my beloved, do not stumble in the darkness of indecision. I am here to light your path for the very next step you need to take. The Holy Spirit's direction is not a vague suggestion. It is clear and present. You are waiting for a booming voice or a dramatic sign, but I often speak in the still, small voice speaking now, a gentle, knowing nudge in your spirit. Tune your heart to that frequency. Listen with the intent of immediate action. I see you wrestling with a major decision, the direction for your career, a significant move, or a critical relational boundary. You have prayed about it, sought counsel, and yet you remain paralyzed. Understand this. Obedience requires immediate action, even on the small prompts. Do not overthink the guidance I give you. Act simply and swiftly on the truth you already know in your heart. Receive wisdom for your current decision today. My word is a lamp unto your feet today, illuminating the patch of ground directly in front of you. Do not strain to see miles ahead. That is arrogance, not faith. Trust me with the big picture and focus on the immediate obedience of the small step. Take that step, and the next one will become clear. Move with confidence. I know the fear of making a mistake. You believe that if you act too quickly, you might err and face irreversible consequences. But I tell you, my child, stagnation is the greater error. My grace covers your missteps, but it cannot bless your inaction. Move forward in faith, knowing that I will promptly correct your course if you begin to drift. Trust in my unwavering commitment to guide you. You are not alone. Imagine yourself standing at a foggy crossroads, holding my hand, I tell you, take the path to the left. You do not debate me or demand a 5-year projection. You simply walk in trust. Do that now. Act on the quiet certainty you feel. Dismiss the doubts that try to cloud your discernment. Embrace the instantaneous clarity of holy insight. Let my spirit ignite a fierce conviction in your soul. Declare over your mind, I have the mind of Christ. I receive immediate and perfect guidance. Walk forth with unshakable assurance. Know that my promptness is a sign of my deep love and intense involvement in every minute detail of your life. You are directed. You are protected. You are loved. Go and act decisively today. My beloved, prepare your heart for the unexpected. I am unveiling hidden blessings for you now, treasures I have reserved specifically for this time in your life. I know you look at your limited resources, your stagnant career path, or the lack in your current relationships, and you conclude that the well is dry. But I tell you, my storehouses are open for you now. Open your eyes to invisible resources all around you. The blessings are not always what you expect, a sudden large deposit, a flashy promotion, but they are the timely, sovereign interventions that meet your deepest needs. Anticipate the surprise of my instant generosity. Look for the small, immediate miracles, the timely phone call, the unexpected wisdom, the sudden surge of energy that carries you through the day. I see you working tirelessly, trying to generate your own breakthrough through sheer human effort. Stop relying solely on your own limited strength. Receive the favor I have prepared. I am opening doors that no man can shut, doors to provision, opportunity, and healing. Walk through the favor I've prepared. This is not a subtle opportunity. This is an immediate divine appointment. I know the exact nature of the financial burden you carry, the debt that causes that dull ache in your chest. Receive the unexpected miracle today. I specialize in providing instant relief that defies logic and human expectation. Trust me to supply the need you haven't even voiced in prayer. Acknowledge my sovereignty over all resources, and watch as I align circumstances in your favor. Imagine my hands tipping a massive, invisible urn over your life, pouring out goodness and mercy. Feel the weight of that blessing, a pressure that pushes away the shadows of lack and fear. Declare over your life, I am a recipient of immediate and unexpected blessings. My lack is turning into abundance right now. Live with the certainty that you are walking in a divine season of overflow. Embrace this unstoppable generosity. Go and share the testimony of my immediate faithfulness. We bold. My precious one, step into the commitment of unwavering faith today. I know you desire to see the complete blueprint before you believe, but true, high-impact faith requires you to believe without seeing and trust without knowing the details. Your faith is not a passive wish. It is an active force that demands an immediate response. I see you standing on the edge of the shore, looking at the water, hesitating. I am calling you to step out of the boat onto the water now. The water looks tumultuous. The waves seem insurmountable, but your focus must be on me, not on the instability beneath your feet. I know the specific fear that grips you, the fear of looking foolish if the miracle doesn't manifest instantly. You are worried about the opinions of those who have ridiculed your journey and watched for your stumble. But your strength to stand firm is available right now, not when you feel perfectly confident. That strength is rooted in my unwavering nature, not in your temporary feelings. Acknowledge me in all your ways today, in the small decisions and the large declarations. Declare my sovereignty over your life, and watch how I silence your critics with the undeniable manifestation of my glory. You are asking, how do I take that step when my mind is screaming doubt? I tell you, faith is an act of the will, a decisive choice made in spite of the doubt. Choose to act now on the truth of my promises. Choose to reject the lies that tried to keep you paralyzed. Your faith is not a complex theological idea. It is a simple reliance on my character. The instantaneous reward of honest belief is the peace that settles upon your soul the very second you choose to trust me over your circumstances. This peace is the proof that your faith has connected with my power. Embrace this immediate reward. Do not delay your blessing by debating the possibility of the miracle. See the invisible abundance that surrounds you, the resources I have already set in motion for your good. Walk in the conviction that the harvest is ready for your immediate reaping. Refuse the temptation to compare your progress to anyone else's journey. Your path is unique, tailor-made by my love. Commit to me and watch as I accelerate the timing for your breakthrough. Stand firm in the authority I have given you. Claim your victory today. Believe now. My child, come closer and hear this truth that will liberate your soul. I don't wait for you to be flawless. You are holding yourself back, waiting for a day that will never arrive, the day you feel perfectly holy, perfectly prepared, or perfectly free of guilt. Stop this impossible striving. My acceptance is whole and immediate. It is not earned through your performance. It is a gift purchased by my sacrifice. I see the wounds of self-condemnation you inflict upon yourself, repeating the sins I have already forgiven, rehearsing the mistakes I have forgotten. Stop letting the adversary torment you with a past I have washed away. Come as you are, faults and all. Your vulnerability is not a barrier. It is the very place where my grace flows most powerfully. My power is made perfect in your weakness. It is in your honesty about your shortcomings that my light shines brightest, turning your scars into testaments of my healing. Growth begins in the act of surrender today. Lay down the burden of trying hard enough and simply receive the love and forgiveness I offer freely. The only prerequisite is a willing heart. Acknowledge your need for me. This is a powerful declaration of faith, not a sign of failure. Imagine yourself handing me a tattered, messy journal that represents your life. I do not scold you for the smudges. I simply begin to write a new story of grace and victory now. I know the specific guilt that tries to keep you trapped, the harsh words you regret speaking to a loved one, the poor financial decision that haunts your thoughts, the moment you faltered in your commitment. Bring all of it to the cross immediately. There is no shadow too dark for my light to penetrate. Feel the chains of guilt and shame breaking now. Embrace this instantaneous liberation. Walk forward with the dignity of a child who is completely forgiven and completely accepted. Do not let the opinions of others, those who wear robes of false holiness and judge you for your process, dictate your self-worth. Your judgment is based on an impossible standard, and my judgment is based on my unconditional love. Stand firm in the truth of your redemption. Know that this moment is your fresh start, a new beginning unmarred by the past. Receive this unstoppable love and live with unreserved joy today. Your acceptance is immediate. My cherished one, behold, I do a new thing in you now. This transformation you seek is not a distant, difficult achievement. It is a present, powerful work being accomplished in your heart by my Holy Spirit. Do not delay your own renewal by clinging to the old self, the mindset of defeat, the habits of fear, the narrative of past limitations. Shedding the old man for the new creation is an act of immediate surrender. Embrace the renewal of your mind and spirit that is available today. Acknowledge the Holy Spirit's work is continuous and swift within you. Feel the old, anxious thought patterns being dissolved and replaced with my peace and certainty. This is an instantaneous change in perspective and desire, a profound shift that realigns your deepest longings with my eternal purpose for your life. I know you've been battling persistent negative thoughts, the feeling of inadequacy, the impulse toward fear, the desire to retreat from difficult situations. Submit those thoughts to me now. Let my spirit ignite a holy fire within you that burns away the dross and leaves only unshakable conviction. Look to my Son, Jesus, and know that your highest calling is becoming more like Christ in this moment, through the simple, immediate choice to walk in love, joy, and self-control. Do not confuse this transformation with emotional upheaval. It is a deep, quiet, foundational shift in your spirit. Live with a holy expectancy, always watching for the evidence of my Spirit transforming your nature. Refuse to settle for a stagnant spiritual life. Press onward with vigor and resolve. Receive the immediate strength to overcome every temptation and every internal struggle. Declare over your inner self, I am a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. Step into the fullness of this divine reality today. Your identity is sealed in my love, and your transformation is in my hands. Embrace the immediate renewal of your soul and mind. Go forth with unstoppable purpose. Stop and breathe. I have just unveiled the instantaneous power for your inner transformation. Your journey to becoming more like my Son is happening now, not later. It would be a profound disappointment to my heart if you walked away from this renewal, clinging to the flaws I have already purified. Your destiny is too magnificent for you to retreat. Continue to surrender your old self and step into the new creation I have proclaimed. Your attention is a treasure. Do not let it be stolen. My precious child, receive the truth that my presence is fullness of joy. You are often waiting for external circumstances, the healed relationship, the financial breakthrough, the end of a trial, before you permit yourself to feel joy. But I tell you, joy is not a result of your circumstances. It is the strength that enables you to endure them. Find gratitude for this very breath today. Acknowledge the simplicity and beauty of the current hour, the very air you breathe, the love that surrounds you, the opportunity to walk in my purpose. These are immediate gifts for which you must give thanks. Cultivate an instantaneous heart of worship, turning your focus from lack to my limitless provision. Declare your gratitude now, and watch how quickly it dispels the shadows of fear and worry. Embrace the overflow of my Spirit is available today. It is not a trickle. It is a mighty, unstoppable river. Rejoice always. This is the day I have made. Do not allow external troubles to steal your internal peace and gladness. Your spirit is designed to soar above the circumstances, like an eagle above the storm. Refuse to let the pressure of your job, the tension in your family, or the weariness in your body anchor you to the ground. Rise in faith. I know the specific sorrows you carry, the lingering regret, the heavy memory of betrayal, the silent grief over lost time. Bring those sorrows into my presence and receive the immediate comfort I offer. My desire is to transform your sadness into celebration now. Imagine yourself dancing in my presence, completely free from the weight of your burdens. Know that this joy is your birthright. Rejoice in the certainty that your future is sealed with my unwavering love and victory. Embrace the instantaneous blessing of holy joy today. Go and live a life of overflowing gratitude. My precious one, the field is white for harvest now. I am calling you to immediate service, and I refuse to let you postpone your purpose for another moment. You often tell yourself, I'll serve when I'm debt-free, or I'll share my light when I feel more qualified or courageous. These are not reasons, my child. They are simply delays rooted in a lack of immediate trust. I tell you, no waiting for the perfect circumstance. Your gifts are not meant to be kept in storage. They are needed for the urgent work of my kingdom today. I see you standing by, watching the world struggle, feeling inadequate to help. But your hands and feet are my instruments today. Use the strength I gave you now. Speak the kind words I placed on your heart instantly. Offer the help that you can provide without hesitation. Your life is not about finding the perfect moment to be a blessing. It is about being an immediate conduit of my love wherever you are. Acknowledge the divine power I have equipped you with. Imagine the divine opportunity knocking at your door right now. That feeling you have to call a struggling friend, to reconcile a difficult relationship, or to use your unique talent for a selfless act. That is my knock. Answer it immediately. Do not delay the blessing you are meant to give. Sharing my love with your neighbor instantly is the highest form of worship, and it is the key that unlocks greater blessings in your own life. When you pour out, I pour in. That is the divine law of immediate reciprocity. I know the specific ways you have been tempted to postpone service, the desire to protect your time, the fear of running low on resources, or the quiet anxiety that you will be drained by helping others. Reject those fears. My provision for your mission is immediate and abundant. Refuse to let scarcity or self-interest dictate your response. Believe that as you serve, I will multiply your resources and renew your strength. Claim this unstoppable provision. Using your time wisely for kingdom work means prioritizing people over possessions and purpose over comfort. Look at your schedule today. Ask me, where can I make an immediate impact for your glory? Commit to making one unselfish decision now. Do not wait for a formal invitation or a grandiose project. The small acts of immediate kindness are the most powerful manifestations of my spirit. Embrace the dignity of your calling and the privilege of being my hands in this moment. Declare over your life, I am available for your service now. My time and my talents are yours, and I will use them immediately for your glory. Walk forth with the conviction that you are actively participating in my eternal plan. Receive the immediate joy and fulfillment that comes from unreserved service. Go and manifest my light today. My child, I am your refuge and strength, a very present help in every moment of trouble. You do not have to endure your pain alone or in silence. I see the tears you have cried, the anxiety that grips your chest when you face overwhelming problems, the sudden health crisis, the unforeseen professional betrayal, the cold weight of loneliness. Run to my arms in times of distress now. Do not delay your comfort by trying to analyze the problem or find a human solution first. I know the exact nature of the trouble that is consuming your thoughts right now, the impending conversation you dread, the looming deadline that feels impossible, the feeling of being misunderstood by those closest to you. Pouring out your heart to me right now is the immediate action that brings solace to your soul. Do not attempt to be strong for me. Be honest. Be vulnerable. Let my love be your strength when you have none left. Feel the comfort that soothes your soul instantly. Imagine my embrace wrapping around you, a warmth that penetrates the deepest cold of fear and despair. Find shelter under the shadow of my wings. This shelter is immediate and unbreakable. No storm is too fierce, no darkness too deep to withstand my constant presence. Refuse to let the lies of the adversary convince you that you are isolated or abandoned. I am closer to you than your very breath. Embrace the peace that transcends understanding today. This is not a peace based on the resolution of your problems. It is a peace that sustains you in the problem. Receive this immediate gift now. Let it settle your spirit and clear your mind, allowing you to see the next step with clarity and courage. Know that this moment of consolation is the key to your breakthrough. Do not delay your relief. Receive my comfort immediately. I know the temptation to seek temporary distractions or unhealthy escapes when the pressure mounts. Turn instead to the eternal source of joy and strength. Acknowledge that every trial is simply a refining fire meant to purify your character and deepen your reliance on me. Believe that through this difficulty, I am preparing you for a greater manifestation of my glory. Stand firm in the assurance of my unwavering support. Declare over your current situation, "My God is my refuge, and I will not fear what man or circumstance can do to me. I receive his consolation now. Go and rest in my unbreakable love." My beloved child, open your spiritual eyes. I am removing the scales of doubt and illusion that have clouded your vision and kept you from seeing my truth. You have been walking through a confusing season, uncertain of your decisions and unsure of my will. Receive the instantaneous clarity of holy insight today. Stop letting the world's noisy opinions and your own anxious thoughts dictate your discernment for the immediate moment. Seeing the truth of your circumstances clearly is vital for your progress. You have been looking at a complex problem, a toxic relationship, a limiting belief, a financial constraint, through a distorted lens. Let my word be the light that illuminates your path and exposes the enemy's tactics. Read my promises now, and watch how they shatter the illusions of fear and hopelessness. Know that the truth you need for your next step is available immediately. I know the specific lies the adversary has whispered to you. The idea that you are not worthy of success, that your past sins are unforgivable, or that your efforts are in vain. Reject those corrosive falsehoods instantly. Replace them with the unshakable truth of my word. You are cherished, forgiven, and destined for victory. Understand my will for your life today. It is for your prosperity, your peace, and your transformation. Do not delay your clarity by attempting to rationalize your fear or justify your inaction. Seek my face with a heart ready for immediate correction and guidance. Acknowledge that my insight is unfailing and unreserved. Imagine a blinding fog instantly lifting, revealing a straight path before you. Feel the relief of that clarity settling over your mind now. Embrace this immediate revelation. This removal of spiritual blinders is an act of my sovereign grace, granted because of your unwavering desire for my truth. Live with a renewed sense of discernment, testing every thought and every suggestion against the uncompromising authority of my word. Do not let confusion rob you of your dignity or your purpose. Stand firm in the light I have given you. Declare clarity over your mind and your circumstances. Go and walk with unstoppable confidence. My child, I know what you need before you ask. I am declaring the promise of immediate provision over your life today. I see the gnawing worry about your finances, the fear of scarcity, the urgent need for a physical healing. Stop letting the illusion of lack dictate your thoughts. My storehouses are open for you now, and they are limitless, overflowing with abundance and grace. Trusting me to supply all your needs is not a passive wish. It is an active commitment to releasing your control and receiving my sovereign care. Do not worry, your Father knows best. I know the specific amount of money you need, the exact treatment your body requires, and the precise words of encouragement your soul craves. Acknowledge that your source is not your job, your savings, or any human connection, but the eternal Creator of all things. Embrace the miracle of the loaves and fishes today. Believe that I can take the small resources you possess, your current income, your limited energy, your imperfect faith, and multiply them beyond all human expectation. Watch as I turn your perceived scarcity into unstoppable overflow. Step into the conviction that taking care of your financial and physical needs is my immediate priority. I will not delay your provision. I know the deep-seated fear that you will be a burden to others or that your needs are too great for me to handle. Reject those lies instantly. Your needs are opportunities for me to display my glory and faithfulness. Declare over your physical health, I am healed by his stripes, and my body receives the full manifestation of his restoration now. Declare over your finances, my God supplies all my needs according to his riches and glory, and I am debt-free in the Spirit now. Speak this truth with authority. Do not let the current reality overshadow the eternal promise of my provision. Live with a holy expectancy for the immediate miracle. Rest in the certainty that your future is secure and your present needs are met. Receive this unstoppable blessing today. Go and manifest my abundance. Rest a moment, my beloved. I have just declared over you my promise of perpetual righteousness and immediate provision. This is not a casual offering. It is a profound testament to my love and faithfulness. To allow fear of lack or spiritual fatigue to halt your progress now would be to doubt the very core of my power and grieve the Spirit within you. I am your constant source. Continue to draw from my abundance and finish this sacred journey. Your breakthrough is not a suggestion. It is a sovereign truth I demand you receive. You have witnessed my promise of immediate provision over your own life, my precious one, acknowledging that my storehouses are opened for you now. I am the God of the overflow. You are not meant to only receive this provision, but to become a river of abundance for others. I am setting a holy fire beneath this message, sending it forth as a blazing torch to expose the darkness, but the lamp needs your oil to keep burning brightly. Do not delay the eternal reward of participating in this harvest. My word is alive, and I declare over your hand, I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. Act now to sustain the voice that proclaims immediate victory to the nations. Contribute immediately and receive my multiplier blessing. My cherished child, I am declaring over you, you are clothed in the righteousness of Christ. Receive this divine garment of righteousness now. Your standing before me is not based on your daily performance, but on my Son's finished work. However, this gift empowers you to walk in a new standard of living starting now. Do not delay your sanctification, believing it is a lifelong, distant goal. Holiness is a moment-by-moment choice, rooted in your immediate reliance on my Spirit. I see the struggles you face, the persistent temptation, the moments of weakness, the feeling of falling short of your spiritual aspirations. Embrace the power to overcome temptation instantly. Do not negotiate with sin or postpone your repentance. Turning from sin instantly and completely is the only path to perpetual peace. Know that the same power that raised Christ from the dead resides in you, giving you immediate authority over every dark impulse. Choosing the path of holiness instantly is the most powerful declaration you can make to the world and to the adversary. Letting your light shine before men today is not about achieving perfection. It is about choosing love, kindness, and integrity in this very moment. Your life is a living testimony of my transforming grace. Do not dim your light through complacency or compromise. Stand firm in your new identity. I know the desire in your heart to be a pure vessel, a shining example of my love. Sanctification is a moment-by-moment journey, and I am with you in every single step. Receive my immediate forgiveness for any stumble, and rise immediately in renewed strength. Do not let the enemy leverage your regret into defeat. Acknowledge the refining fire that purifies today. The small trials, the difficult choices, are all working to sharpen and strengthen your character. Walk in unwavering righteousness, knowing that your true worth is sealed in my love. Declare over your mind and your spirit, I am clothed in the righteousness of Christ. I choose holiness now. I have the power to overcome every temptation. Embrace this immediate transformation of your will, live with holy dignity and unstoppable purpose. My cherished one, I am actively awakening your soul to my promptings now. You are not destined for a sluggish, reactive spiritual life. but for one that is quickened and alive to the movements of my Holy Spirit. Embrace the truth that the renewal of spiritual passion today is immediate and unstoppable. You have felt that spiritual lethargy, that sense of distance that made prayer feel like a chore and my promises feel abstract. Chatter that sluggishness today. I see you grappling with indecision, missing opportunities because you were slow to recognize my guidance. Cultivate a heart ready to respond immediately to the gentle nudge, the quiet conviction, or the sudden, clear thought that aligns with my word. A subtle, deep-seated feeling of certainty about a direction that is often the gentle nudge of the Spirit. Honor it with immediate obedience. Refuse to rationalize it away or delay your action, for delay is disobedience in disguise. Know that this sensitivity to the gentle nudge of the Spirit is your most powerful tool for navigating the complexities of your life. Living with a sense of holy expectancy is the key to unlocking perpetual joy and breakthrough. Look for my miracles in the ordinary moments, the unexpected phone call, the timely wisdom, the surge of unreserved patience when a difficult situation arises. Do not let the concerns of your job, the pressures of your family, or the weariness in your body dull your spiritual senses. Guard your heart with fierce commitment, for it is the wellspring of your life. Letting my Spirit ignite your inner fire is your immediate call and your instantaneous empowerment. Feel that holy flame burning away the dross of fear and doubt now. I know the frustration of having your good intentions, your plan to read my word, your desire to serve others, falter because the Spirit was willing but the flesh was weak. Acknowledge that weakness and surrender it to me instantly. My power is made perfect precisely in those moments of human limitation. Declare over your spirit, I am quickened by the Holy Spirit. My hearing is sharp, my heart is responsive, and my obedience is immediate. Walk forth with the conviction that you are a vessel of immediate transformation and divine action. Imagine your soul as a magnificent, ancient garden that had fallen into neglect. Feel my Spirit instantly breathing life into the dry earth, causing dormant seeds to sprout with unreserved vigor and joy. Embrace this immediate renewal. Reject the lie that spiritual growth must be a slow, arduous process. While consistency is vital, the power for change is instantaneous when you choose to yield to my will. Live with the intensity and certainty of my presence today. Go and manifest my glory. My beloved, embracing the discipline of the moment is a profound act of immediate trust. I know that human nature recoils from the word correction, seeing it as punishment or rejection. But my correction is always rooted in love and my unwavering desire for your highest good. When you feel that internal check, that quiet conviction, that you are moving in the wrong direction, that is my loving hand guiding you back to the path of peace and prosperity. Receive guidance with a humble heart now. I see you facing a current challenge, a relationship conflict, a financial pressure, an internal struggle with impatience, and you are attempting to bypass the lesson by escaping the difficulty. Acknowledge that this trial is not meant to destroy you but to strengthen you. Learning the lesson of the present trial is the key to avoiding unnecessary future struggles. Refuse to waste the opportunity embedded in your difficulty. Know that this refining fire that purifies today is removing the dross of fear, pride, and self-reliance, leaving only the pure gold of your unreserved character. Turning from sin instantly and completely is the most powerful discipline of the moment. Do not debate with the temptation or calculate the consequences of sin. Act immediately by choosing righteousness. Understand that immediate obedience is the truest expression of your love for me. This is not a difficult calculation. It is a decisive choice. Choose integrity over compromise, kindness over anger, and truth over fear now. The freedom found in that instantaneous yielding is your immediate reward. I know the specific ways you have been tempted to compromise, the urge to lash out in anger when frustrated, the temptation to retreat when overwhelmed, the impulse to rely on your own limited strength instead of mine. To admit those moments of weakness to me instantly. Growing stronger through immediate obedience means recognizing that every challenge is an opportunity to demonstrate your reliance on my unwavering power. Declare over your will, my will is aligned with yours now. I choose immediate obedience, and I receive your strength to do so. Imagine my hand, infinitely gentle yet firm, guiding your steps away from a hidden pitfall. Feel the assurance of my protection in that moment of immediate discipline. Embrace this process of purification with gratitude. Live with a conviction that my discipline is the clearest evidence of my unconditional love and deep commitment to your eternal success. Go forth with unshakable integrity. My beloved child, I am issuing the final call to complete surrender now. Hold nothing back from my grasp. I know you have surrendered pieces of your life, your worries, your finances, your health, but you still retain a small grip on a few things: the fear of the unknown, the need for control, or the quiet ambition that conflicts with my will. Lay everything at the foot of the cross now. This is the moment of your greatest liberation. Your entire life is my inheritance now, not just the parts you deem worthy or clean. Acknowledge that your deepest peace and true joy are found in total yielding. Refuse to let fear or self-reliance dictate your path any longer. Trusting me with your deepest secrets and fears is the most profound act of worship. Bring those hidden fears, the fear of failure in your greatest endeavor, the secret shame you carry, the pain of that unresolved childhood wound, into the light of my love. A life fully yielded, without reserve, is a life that unlocks limitless blessings and unstoppable power. Do not delay your freedom by clinging to the fragments of control that only bring you stress and anxiety. The freedom found in instantaneous release is the lightest burden you will ever carry. Feel the immense relief that comes when you finally declare, "Not my will, but yours be done," completely, immediately, and forever. I know the specific reservations you hold, the lingering doubt about a long-held dream, the fear of losing your identity in my service, or the quiet conviction that you must save yourself from a difficult situation. Relinquish those reservations instantly. My plans for you are greater and more secure than any plan you could craft for yourself. Believe that surrender is not giving up, it is giving into the unstoppable power of your Creator. Embrace this total release today. Imagine your entire being as an open vessel, completely empty and ready to be filled with my glory, my peace, and my unwavering purpose. Receive the overflow now. Declare with conviction, "I surrender all. My life is fully yielded to you, my Lord and my King, starting now and for all eternity." Walk forth in the unshakable certainty that your life is completely and sovereignly secured in my hands. Go and manifest my unreserved love. My beloved child, I am speaking this eternal affirmation of my presence over your life now. I am with you always, even until the end of the age and beyond. Know that this entire conversation, this powerful call to immediate action and surrender, is simply a reminder of my constant nearness. You do not need to seek me in the distant past or the uncertain future. I am here, in this very second, within you and surrounding you. My commitment to you is unbreakable. No circumstance, no failure, no human judgment can ever sever the eternal covenant I have sealed with you. Rest in the assurance of heaven's care today. Feel the unseen army of angels I have encamped around your life, protecting your purpose and securing your destiny. You are shielded, secured, and cherished in a way that the world can neither give nor take away. I know the temptation to forget these words once the noise of the world returns. Do not let the distractions rob you of the transformative truth you have received. Go forth in the power of this immediate revelation. Let the conviction that my will for you is peace, prosperity, and joy be the unshakable foundation of your every thought and action. Act now on the guidance you have received. Remember, you are never alone, not for a second. When you face that difficult conversation, that looming financial decision, or that persistent health struggle, acknowledge my presence and act in the authority of my Spirit. Declare my faithfulness over your life, and watch as I immediately intervene in your favor. Live with the intensity and certainty of my unwavering love. Embrace the immediate call to live fully in my light. Acknowledge that this moment is your opportunity for unreserved joy and unstoppable transformation. Go and manifest my glory. Amen. My cherished treasure, this divine activation is complete, but the echo of my voice must resound in every corner of the earth. I have filled your vessel to overflowing, and now I bid you pour out. This mission, dedicated to the immediate transformation of souls, requires your unwavering commitment. Look at the river of grace that flowed through you, and know that your seed is the fuel that carries this message to the next soul in need of their breakthrough. I call you to join my eternal work through your super thanks, membership, or donation in the description. You become a co-laborer in this urgent harvest. I promise you this: I will open the windows of heaven and pour out for you a blessing until it overflows. Sow your offering now and watch my provision multiply. My cherished one, you have heard my voice declare this truth. My child, I will not wait another second. This is for you. The season of delay is shattered, and the time for your immediate harvest is now. Do not let this moment of divine activation fade into the background noise of your day. Solidify this truth in your spirit and seal this covenant of immediate breakthrough. Go forth with unwavering conviction and declare your inheritance. Before you leave my presence, I command you to anchor this victory in the digital sanctuary below. Speak your faith into existence. Acknowledge the manifestation of my immediate glory by simply commenting these powerful, unforgettable words. My time is now. I choose instant obedience. Let this declaration be the unmistakable proof that you have heard my call and embraced the urgency of today. Go and manifest my unstoppable purpose. Amen.